Well, we're a couple of minutes late, but our apologies. Sometimes things happen. Ashley had to take care of a couple of things before we got started. Aaron did too. So now we're all here, we're all live, and we are going to talk about Elimination Chamber, the pay-per-view that probably shouldn't have happened, but everyone is glad did. So, of course, I already pretty much mentioned who was with me tonight, but normally joining us on these podcasts, we have Ashley.
Am I? Am I here?
I
Sorry,
guess.
that went a bit meta. I'm my bad.
And Aaron.
Yes, I didn't catch all of Elimination Chamber, but I am here to talk about it.
You missed the best bit.
Well, let's talk about what happened in Elimination Chamber. Normally, when there's a pre-show, when there's a kickoff, I normally only watch the match, and that's all I watch. But I actually paid attention a lot more than normal this time around. It has officially made an announcement that Rusev has been replaced in the Elimination Chamber by someone that is a former world champion, and they're not saying who it is.
Even though Rusev got injured on Tuesday,
yes,
they're just now letting us know that he's out of the match. Since we already knew that, like, earlier this week.
I think it was kind of touch and go, to be honest, to day by day to see if he could be ready to go tonight. But I have a feeling the reason why they took him off the weekend house shows was because they were trying to see if he could, and in the last minute they're like, we're not going to risk it, so we're just going to take him off the match.
Oh, yeah. I guess that was wise for them to take him off the house shows. Even though when Bray Wyatt sprained his ankle at WrestleMania 31, they really couldn't take him off of anything because it happened the day of WrestleMania 31, so they just had to have him rest up. So that's understandable.
Yeah, exactly. And immediately the internet started to wonder exactly who was going to take the place. I did not hear the thing about it being a former world champion. Ashley actually had to inform me of this information. I just heard that it was going to be someone. And
I just saw a lot of, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just saw a lot of Bray Wyatt on Twitter, and I'm like, he has never been a world champion.
He was the rumor that was going to be the replacement for Rusev, and I think they made sense if he would have been the replacement, given the fact that he kind of fits in that Intercontinental division, even though he pretty much has no path towards a championship. But Bray Wyatt has never really had a path towards a championship.
Right.
There were three obvious picks for that, obviously.
Correct.
One was CM Punk.
Not the only time we'll mention Punk tonight, actually.
The second was Alberto Del Rio. And of course, the final one was Eddie Guerrero.
Oh.
I wouldn't have went there, man.
Well, I don't want to name the other one.
Weirdly enough, we'll talk about him probably later too.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to, whether we like it or not. Obviously we're keeping it under wraps of who it really was, for those who didn't see it. But
it could have been a huge one. It could have been Playboy Buddy Rogers. Yeah.
Hey, it said world champion. It didn't say it was the WWE world champion, so that could have been a way out too.
Oh.
Yeah, it could have been Ron Killings. He could have been in the match twice.
R-Truth and as Ron Killings. Then, as a surprise, he comes out as K-Quick.
What a tease.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a minute. So, it is also made official that the New Day have to share a pod. So, they have the champion's advantage, I guess you would call it that, to basically be 3 against all the other teams involved inside the chamber.
I'm actually watching that match now, and your commentary is better than tonight's commentary.
Wow.
Not to put myself over too much, but that's normally how it works. As I sip my Pepsi here, let's talk about the actual kickoff match that was announced, pretty much during the kickoff.
You mean the CM Punk Pepsi? Because isn't the Pepsi symbol CM Punk symbol?
Yes. Kid tested, Phil Brooks approved.
You see, 7-Up is disappointed in you guys. Come on.
Well, I believe the saying right now would be 7-Up yours. So there you go.
Now we're just taking a wrestler's other moves and putting him in a match that happens later in this card.
So, for some reason, they decided they wanted to do a matchup between Zack Ryder and Stardust.
At least it's not Stardust versus R-Truth.
Real quick.
Because Zack Ryder is the Flash in the pan.
It's basically, there was a rumor that was broken over the last couple days that Stephen Amell is actually going to be working Stardust at SummerSlam.
Who?
Arrow?
Who? I'm sorry, a lot of wrestling fans don't know who that is. And
I believe he's also playing Casey Jones in the new Turtles movie.
Still don't know who he is.
Yeah. Now it makes sense. Damn you, Sheamus. Damn you, Orderhouse.
It does make sense now. That is correct.
I mean, on a quick note, when I heard that, it's probably not a report, it's going to happen, I was like, I would rather see Justin Bieber in this case. Because I still feel as if I won't be surprised if we see Justin Bieber in a program with Seth Rollins.
Honestly, at this point, it would not surprise me either.
Exactly.
Rollins doesn't have a necessary opponent for SummerSlam, so who knows?
Yeah.
All right. So apparently, Stephen Amell is he does parkour and he's really in good shape. If you watch Arrow, which I don't, but apparently he is in good shape and he could definitely work an actual match. I'm very curious to see how this goes because. Ashley, do you know your comic books to tell me who Arrow's main arch rival is?
Well, I'm tempted to say the Flash because that's why I made the joke because they've played that off in the Flash series where they've crossed over.
Okay.
In terms of like antagonists, not entirely. Basically, it's whoever they want to have from DC, I think.
So is Mr. Sinister really an option?
Probably.
All right. So
I don't know who his major feuds have been with.
And real quick, if you're following me on Twitter, apparently the link to this podcast once again is out in Spanish, and I still don't understand how that works.
I just saw that, and I was just gonna say something about that, and I was like, this is just too funny.
Pop is SAP, apparently.
Where is Hugo Savinovich? Damn it.
Which is great, because I speak no other language other than English, so this is really ironic that this happens every single time I do a podcast. But it's only the wrestling ones.
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's only the wrestling ones. Does this mean we're going
to have with Deathstroke?
Okay. That could work.
So that means it could be him versus Will Smith.
Well, my guess is who's the Cody cosplay is my guess. It's not going to be Mr. Sinister, then it's going to be someone else.
Apparently one of Green Arrow's enemies is Brick. So I guess we could be seeing Stephen Amet versus Steve Carell.
Nice.
I love Lamp. No.
Wow, that's wonderful.
I didn't even know there was a kickoff match. What happened in it? I didn't even catch this.
It was Zack Ryder and Stardust. Obviously, really curious to see the Stephen Amell rumor. I think the way around it is the fact that he basically tweeted like Cody doesn't want any of this, which basically makes me think it's going to be Arrow fighting Cody as Stardust instead of Cody Rhodes fighting Stephen Amell, and I think that's probably what we're leading towards.
Oh. Well, at least it gives Stardust or Cody Rhodes or whatever something.
And that's why this match happened, to keep him fresh in everyone's minds without having to work R-Truth 75 times.
True, but on a kickoff show, it doesn't really mean anything.
Let's talk about a couple of the really cool high spots in the match. Stardust broke out the bow and arrow. I thought that was really cool. Ryder countered into a near fall out of that. Suplex countered into a vertical neckbreaker by Ryder, and he goes for the missile dropkick, but he gets swiped away by Stardust. He clotheslines him over the top. He lands on the ring apron. Ryder low bridges Stardust, sending him over the top rope to the floor, and a really nice missile dropkick off the ring apron to Stardust by Zack Ryder. Tosses him in, sunset flip, and he holds on, but the referee breaks the count because he caught Stardust holding the ropes. Roll up for a near fall. Side effect from Stardust. Can't call it anything else right now because I don't have a name for it. Shoves him to the corner. Forearm, the broski boot from Ryder, and he sets up for the Rough Rider. Gets countered. He pops him up, going for the Snake Eyes. Ryder puts on the brakes. Goes for an enziguri kick. It misses. Crossroads, 1, 2, 3, and Stardust wins. It was actually a really good short TV match. I really enjoyed it.
Except it wasn't on TV.
Well, okay.
That's,
It's a short TV style match, Ashley. Thank you.
Unless you got one of those fancy Apple TVs, in which case you bastards.
For sake of argument, you can watch the network on a Roku, which you can watch on television, and I use my television as my computer monitor. So yeah, technically I did watch it on TV, so there.
Ah.
Oh, wow. He's getting snarky. I'm running away.
All right, so yeah, I really enjoyed the match. It was really good. The main thing that everybody was talking about on the pre-show was going to be the Miz TV with Daniel Bryan. The Miz is brought out by Summer Rae, so yeah, it's always nice to see my girl on television. And they're continuing that fact, and they're putting over the movie. But it's funny because she sits down in the director's chair, and of course we haven't seen The Miz for a month. Obviously, he's filming Santa's Little Helpers, which is the reason why that you don't see Paige on television. You didn't for a while. That's something I'm sure that gets Ashley upset.
Probably, but why was Miz dressed to pow? Anybody explain himself?
Well, Daniel Bryan comes out to a nice reaction, and Summer has just disappeared. She has faded into the Matrix, and she has disappeared. And I love this because he shuts the crowd up, and he says, "When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut." I thought that was
like something from a porno that he might be into.
Vintage Miz.
That is not the Miz. We do not quote Michael Cole in this podcast.
Yeah.
Speaking of snarky,
course for dire measures.
Speaking of snarky, the Miz is like, you know what? I really wish you a speedy recovery. And Bryan starts to talk, and he cuts him off, and he says, "I'm sorry that I made you into the star that you are today, from NXT all the way to WrestleMania." And he basically just kind of like browbeating him, like, not physically, but literally.
Ring of Honor did PWG did absolutely nothing.
We don't live in that world right now, Ashley.
Considering what happened tonight, we clearly do.
Yeah, we do. Okay, we'll get to that later. He says he did all of this for Daniel Bryan, and it's tragic that your career is over. I feel like the victim here. Bryan says a few times that his career isn't over. He will be back. So, of course, he promotes his book, which is coming out on newsstands on July 21st. I give you the Mick Foley thumbs up right now, if you could see me. So, have you paid attention to the fact that Daniel Bryan is like a spokesman for 5 Hour Energy now?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Okay, aside the When Harry Met Sally moment here, Miz goes, "Where's your 5 Hour Energy promotion?" It's like, you should be wearing makeup. Where's your tanner guy? I have a tanner guy comes to my house all the time to make sure I have a golden tan.
Hey, Miz didn't need makeup. He just needed to eat one of those Tostinos, and then he gets his tan.
Those were good. I wanted to get a bag for tonight so bad because the show was sponsored by it, but I couldn't find anyone.
We did the chips, the Totino's chips on Sip and Snack a while back.
We see the reason why Aaron wanted to do that, because he wanted to look like Brother Love.
Nonetheless, I remember seeing that video because I got mine from Clout 2.
Yes, that's exactly. Clout just sent me something else, but I have no interest in a Red Bull magazine.
Oh, yeah, I got the same thing, too. Are they, I know it's off topic. Are they still offering perks? I don't see the option anymore on the mobile app.
They still offer perks, but they're very seldom that they come up now.
Oh, wow.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally Bryan shuts the Miz up. He says he's here to present the Intercontinental Championship to whomever wins it. And Miz like, you're so lucky that I can't touch you and you can't touch me. And Bryan says, Miz TV is boring. So he brings out the former stunt double, Macho Mandow, and of course he is flanked by Axelmania. And they proceed to come out and they beat up the Miz. The big boot, the leg drop, and the Mega Powers celebrate with Daniel Bryan. And it's funny because if you know anything about Bryan's indie past, it would have made a lot more sense if Bryan was dressed like the Ultimate Warrior.
And that's when, if I was watching the stream, I'd be taking a piss break.
Well, considering the fact that I was on a 2-hour conference call with Ashley during the show, I basically just sat here the entire time and watched her.
Of course, what else
I am the equivalent of the piss break. There you go.
No, you're not that bad.
It could have been worse. Daniel Bryan could have been Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah. So yeah, the $1 million question is, who's the Miss Elizabeth in the new Mega Powers?
Layla.
Her hair's too short. It needs to be someone with long hair.
Well, Nikki Bella.
No.
She had long hair tonight. Hair extensions does not make you a Divas champion.
She had new gear too. What's your point? We'll talk about that in a minute.
I can't wait to talk about that. And I didn't even see the match.
Okay, so Dean Ambrose has words to live by for everyone. Punching Seth Rollins is therapeutic. So I thought that was something that needs to be said. So if you punch Seth Rollins, it's good therapy.
Where's Dr. Shelby when you need it?
Oh, God, yeah, Dr. Shelby, where are you now? Okay, so we start off the actual event when we go live on the network from Corpus Christi, Texas. With
They kept telling you every minute of the thing because it was implanted in the top. This is a live thing. We aren't taking footage from like 5 years ago.
Yes.
They should have just said live from Texas and not Corpus Christi, because I'm going to get on their case in a little bit about that crap.
This Sunday in Texas.
Because nobody likes Governor Chris Christie, you know.
You said it, I didn't. You're right, but you said it, I didn't.
Considering the whole Turnpike debacle, I think I'm all right.
Oh my God! All right, let's talk about the first ever tag team elimination chamber match for the WWE Tag Team Championships,
which I'm still watching right now, and it's got its moments.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So first off, I do want to mention something that I thought was really interesting. When Los Matadores come out, they put El Torito on top of the pod, like, you stay here now.
Yeah, you can't come inside the pod because you're too small.
And another thing I want to...
Breaks underneath, like a T-1000.
That was WrestleMania. We're not there anymore. So Cesaro and Tyson Kidd come out, and I love Cesaro in this because he was doing chin-ups in the pod.
I loved Natalya tonight. That was just no comment. That was like clearly the hottest she's ever looked to date. I mean, she's been getting hotter, but like tonight was just like, whoa.
She wasn't even in the match. She was just outside doing.
I hate using that terminology for someone as talented as Natalya, but yeah, that's the best way to put it. Tonight, for sake of this match, she was eye candy.
Right.
She was a cheerleader.
She was a true heel.
Yeah.
Heel.
She was the true valet of the match.
True heel.
One thing
heel.
One thing I want to bring up about the New Day. Number one, they immediately got in my good graces because they're sporting the colors of Orlando City Soccer Club. Did you notice that, Aaron?
Ladies and gentlemen, personal bias.
I noticed that.
Hashtag New Day rocks.
and I'm looking at that now, and it's you have to be an Orlando City fan, which
Yep.
I'm not, but I know of them. You have to be an Orlando City fan to get that reference, but I just don't see it that clearly.
Hashtag Ask Lana.
All
right.
Yeah, tweet my question in for Lana.
Ashley's not allowed to tweet to Lana.
Uh-oh. Did you get blocked?
Not that I know of.
I got blocked for some variety.
Oh, God, really?
Because I recently found out I was blocked by Vince Russo, and I don't give a damn.
I talk
Swerve.
I talk Batman with Vince Russo like every once in a while. So yeah, he likes me.
No, because all I was saying was that I don't know if I came on too harsh, but I really didn't care because he said what he said about Sami Zayn. So I said, you haven't been relevant, says the guy who has not been on TV for years and is out of a job. You're a loser. Don't talk about Sami Zayn like that. And I got blocked. So I really don't care.
Aaron, be a star.
No. not when it comes to people like Vince Russo.
All right.
Be a moon, be a mean old orangutan.
I like that. That's a new camp.
Nincompoop. There you go.
Okay, also in this match were the Ascension, the Primetime Players, and the Lucha Dragons. Let's talk about this match, shall we?
Let's talk about the pods.
Yeah. Pods upgraded a little bit.
And by the end of the night, massively downgraded.
Yeah, they're not using these ones again. They're going to have to get new ones made.
We're not having a tag team match ever again because you ruined the format of the next match.
Yeah, you basically set up a spot where someone's going to dive off the pod, which is something that's a big deal, but they do it like it's a throwaway midway through the first match.
Okay.
Like, okay, for example, one of the first indie shows I ever went to, one of the first spots in the match, without a doubt, is the Canadian Destroyer. This is the opening on the show. The first spot is the Canadian Destroyer. How do you follow that?
Finger poke of doom?
Exactly. So, we have new rules for the Elimination Chamber. They're doing kind of like War Game style, but not completely. Because, obviously, the falls can happen at any point, not just when everybody gets inside the cage. But it's...
Yeah, from Madonna and Justin Timberlake.
Got 4 minutes to save the world.
Grab a boy and grab Natalia, because she's the only girl.
Somewhere Grado is crying.
That's harsh.
No, I mean it. He stubbed his toe. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright. Yeah, that's true. But to their credit, their version of Like a Prayer actually was not terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. So...
a better impression than whoever they got to do it.
Yeah.
Goldilocks, in which case, whoa.
Yeah, that's old school right there. So, Cesaro and Kid are the first team out. And there's a superplex from Cesaro from the top of the pod. Tyson hits a springboard elbow, and Sin Cara makes the save. So Los Matadores are next out, and Torito immediately shows his worth by diving off into a Rana onto Cesaro from the top of the pod.
To mention the fact that Callisto has been stuck on the top of the pod.
I'll get to that. Okay. For those of you TNA fans that remember when TNA went to Monday nights, there was...
What? He's like,
Ashley knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah, he knows. I know because I was the one that brought it up. He's stealing my idea.
Oh, I was going to bring it up anyway because it was the only thing you could say. There was like a Thunderdome cage match, and Homicide was trying to escape said cage, and he could not escape. He got stuck. There was a little tiny hole that you could escape from, and I believe Kazarian did it earlier on in the day to show Homicide exactly how to do it properly, and it didn't work. And he was trying to escape, and he ended up going through the camera hole on the bottom instead. Fast forward now to 2015, when Kalisto is climbing, like, rapidly climbing the cell.
Like Spider.
Like a spider, yeah, like Spider-Man. And he gets to the top, and he basically just drops on everybody. Not as cool as it could have been, but then again, it's a dangerous spot, so I can understand.
It's a shame that there actually is a patched hole in the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I'd have liked was, because of his size, El Torito could have just dove straight through.
Yeah.
Like down underneath.
And Cesaro would have caught him, because he's the man.
I would have actually gone, holy crap, and that would have been the best part of the night.
Well, what did end up happening is Torito did try to climb up the cage to basically one-up Kalisto, and he gets caught by the Ascension and pressed onto one of the Matadors on the floor. The other one eats the Fall of Man, and Los Matadores are the first team eliminated. Lucha Dragons end up getting eliminated second. Another Fall of Man. So the Ascension are looking seriously strong right now. Here come the primetime players. This eliminates the Ascension. Like, literally, they come in the ring and they get rid of the Ascension immediately.
welcome to the wasteland.
Oh, God. We'll talk about Wade Barrett in a little bit. So, the different wasteland. Kofi's in this match. So there's a Tower of Doom spot with Cesaro doing a very awkward gut-wrench superplex on Darren Young, which didn't look like it was necessarily going to get off right, but it worked because Titus powerbombs Cesaro. Tyson makes the save. Here comes the New Day, and the New Day are immediately tandem suplexed by everybody else in the match. Xavier Woods gets tossed into the pod and basically takes away the numbers game advantage for the New Day smartly. They lock that to even the odds. The kitty swing, and Darren Young rolls up Cesaro and steals the win, eliminating Cesaro and Kid. Shocking everyone, mind you. Big E gets Xavier Woods out of the pod. He hits the honor roll, does Woods on Darren Young. They put Titus's head in a cage and start kicking him. This looked really bad from a lot of standpoints. I don't want to go into that, but yeah, it didn't come off very good. Would you agree?
It did seem like I was watching a deleted scene from Midnight Express.
I didn't have to go there because I knew you would take me there. Thank you, sir. Big E.
Wrong. That sounds wrong. I feel victimized. I'm rocking my sleep now. Oh no.
So Big E sets up for the big ending, and Xavier and Kofi go to the top rope. Darren Young crotches both members of the New Day. Big E charges, and he ends up going through the pod. Big boot to Xavier from Titus. Titus ends up repeatedly sending Big E into the cage. They go for Trouble in Paradise, says Kofi. He gets caught, tossed back into the chamber, tossed him into the ring. Big avalanche to Big E. Clothesline finally drops him. Kofi springboards, gets caught with a gut check from Darren Young. But Kofi grabs the ropes right before 3. Darren goes for a modified cactus clothesline on Big E, and E makes him pay for it with a vicious overhead release belly-to-belly suplex on that grate. That looked brutal as all get out. Titus power slams Big E off the ropes for a 2. Xavier gets caught. Big E clips the knee, and while he's pretty much like keeled over, he eats Trouble in Paradise, and the New Day win and retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. This match went almost 40 minutes. Aaron, thoughts?
Wait a second. The match I just watched was 40 minutes.
Well, based upon the fact that it ended a little bit before, well, it was at least 20. It was at least 25 to 35 minutes.
Wow. Okay, that's why I really stopped paying attention, even though we're talking, and I didn't give my 2 cents until now. Yeah, no, that match went overtime. That's overkill. I'm not into that match.
It's the finish I liked. I liked that a lot. It seemed like it became like one of those things where once Cesaro and Kid got eliminated, the shock value of the fact that the primetime players were in the final 2, and this isn't the only shock value of somebody being in the final 2 that you didn't think was going to be in there. I don't know what the crowd thought of this, because the crowd tonight were very lopsided, and they didn't seem very
exactly.
appreciative.
Yeah, the crowd didn't really think of anything.
The crowd was terrible.
Yeah. We're probably going to talk about the crowd during every match, especially the matches that I especially saw. But my only issue is with since we started this at I think 11:07, I think it was exactly. I don't know how I remember that. And now it's 11:38, and the match was already starting. My only issue is that the match was a little too long. For Elimination Chamber.
It was a long opening match. I mean...
Yeah, a long opening match. Exactly.
Ashley, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, according to some of the reports, that it basically went about 23 minutes, which that only needed to be a 15-minute sort of thing.
But it was the chamber, so you have to add about 5 minutes just for the gimmick itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't need to prolong the pain that much, surely, ladies and gentlemen.
No. It was okay for what it was. It got the crowd into the show as much as they were going to be, I guess. I like the way the finish came off, because I liked how they went with it. They gave a lot of shine to the primetime players, proving that they could legitimately be contenders for the tag team titles, and I think this time around they will be. I have a feeling they probably could face off on Raw tomorrow. That's a guess, though. I don't know.
They all get a rematch, or the people that lost, like primetime players and primetime players and New Day were the last 2 teams, right?
Yep, that's why I think that they get a match on Raw tonight. Well, tomorrow night.
That would make sense.
Ashley, thoughts on that?
They'll probably have to give it to some sort of face team.
Well, it's either going to be them or Kid and Cesaro.
For Wyatt family, whatever we call them now.
So, up next we see Heavy Metal Dolph Hammer, and he runs into Lana in the back, and she basically says, this isn't about Rusev, and it's not about making him jealous, it's about you tonight. Be careful and good luck. So, it's a time filler, basically, but it's keeping in everybody's mind the fresh thought that Dolph and Lana are together, so, yeah.
Again, thank you for the commentary. That is just now happening as you're talking about it.
That's awesome.
Why were you only a sideshow on a pay-per-view? Hashtag that.
Oh, God. All right, let's talk about the Divas Championship match. Oh, boy. First off, Wrestling 101, you never send the champion out first.
Can I fast forward through this match during the replay?
I wish. I'm only going to talk about a couple of things here. There's
Two. Don't have me come out dressed again as a Quality Street rapper.
And Paige still looks great as she always does.
I don't know whether she's had a boob job or whether she's putting fillets in that thing.
I think it's 2. I think it's column 2 because I don't think via her the way she's portrayed on Total Divas, I don't think she'd ever would do that.
Yeah, no, I think at the age of 22, she's sensible.
Yeah,
unlike Eva Marie. Yeah, it's just not trying to piss off her mum, but they just look plumper.
I think
there is that seamstress that broke his leg is doing a good job in the costume department.
Yeah, well, for a PG product, I mean, if I was Vince McMahon, I would think Paige is exposing a little too much in the chest area. Not that I'm a guy, I don't like that, but...
Not that you're a guy? That's how you said that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got Paige, but the Bellas have perfectly fine fitting clothes. They're the ones that keep having the nip slipped.
True.
Occasionally, yeah. Well, because I don't know. If I was Vince McMahon, I wouldn't want Paige to reveal too much in there. Cause it just seems like with that, and it seems like it's tight. The spiked bra, which she likes to wear now.
This is what we've degenerated in talking about, folks.
Spiked bra.
And here comes Paige out right now. But yeah, let me see if I am right. That is hot, but it is revealing too much. That is very hot. Oh my God. Okay.
Aaron is standards and practices.
But Nikki Bella with the hair extensions though, that's really annoying. Like that is totally not her haircut. What the hell is with her hair?
Not bad gear though. I think her gear actually looks better this time around.
Bloody Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she really screams Kardashian. I mean, it really does. I mean, I think I think the fact that she's one of the main stars of Total Divas, obviously being a girlfriend to John Cena, and on E, it's probably gave her the mentality to be a Kardashian.
Can we talk about this match now so we can get it out of the way?
I don't know.
Extensions. You turn into the Sludge Brothers from Wacky Races.
I don't know. The match is about to start. I can't really fast forward it. So you might want to talk about it for like 10 minutes so the match can be over.
I can't do that. Not in this case. Okay.
It was Naomi's shoes. They were broken.
They didn't blink this time around. They stuck with the blue collar, and that was it.
Yeah, they're broken. Boo!
No Tamina at ringside, so it was basically an even match, I guess.
Interesting.
Let's talk about this. There's a very sloppy Tower of Doom earlier on. Nikki goes for the rack. Go ahead.
No, I just know what we're coming up to.
Oh, God. This is the point that actually made me mad tonight. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nikki goes for the rack attack on Paige, and of course, the heel Naomi hits the rear view, which, again, if you're going to remain a heel, stop using the rear view. It's the Justin Gabriel syndrome.
Yeah.
Or PJ Black, if you want to call him what he is now.
If you're trying to be the bad person, don't do a move that's clearly based on 50 Shades of Grey.
Whoa.
Well, Natalya earlier on in the show was basically 50 Shades of Pink with what she was wearing, so...
Yeah.
Well, 50 Shades of Black and Pink.
Or
Attack.
Or Paige. I mean...
Alright. Let's just get this over with. Paige locks on the PTO. Naomi kicks her in the head. They get a 2 off of that. Okay.
What was that? Oh my... Okay, I'm sorry. I know we can't spend a lot of time on this, but Paige just fell down like as if she probably did. You probably remember seeing this, but it just seemed like she like.
She like.
He's left us on tension mounting. Tension mounting.
Tension. Aaron, tension mounting. Aaron's having some Wi-Fi issues, apparently. Thank you, Bright House Cable.
Exactly. Right House. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't know if you remember seeing this in the match, but yeah, it was I guess Paige didn't mean to fall, and I think what I just saw was a botch. It was between her and Nikki Bella.
You saw a lot of botches in this match, and it wasn't. It was just
okay.
Botch. That isn't the botch. You wait, Aaron. You wait.
Okay, so Aaron, I'm sorry that I'm going to blow this for you because you're not going to see this right until... Oh, my God. Okay. So Naomi leaps on the shoulders of Paige. And the first thing that pops to my mind, and I'm sure when Ashley saw it, it's the first thing that popped to his mind, too, even though we both probably were thinking, nah, they wouldn't do that in WWE.
Candice LeRae.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So...
Because that's what happened. Candice LeRae.
So to clear this up for anyone that's unaware, Naomi goes for a reverse Rana. Something that we've not... I believe we may have seen once in WWE, but something that definitely doesn't happen all the time.
Something Candice LeRae does all the time.
Yes, correct. And the reverse Rana does not work properly. Naomi can't get it to work. So in order to sell the move properly, Paige ends up basically spiking herself on her neck. Which, I mean, kudos for her to even let someone attempt a move like that to her, something that's so dangerous, but...
Paige kills herself.
And then Paige is out of the match the rest of the match, obviously. I would not be surprised if she at least has a stinger in her neck from that. That looked bad.
People have stinger in their necks after Sting lost at WrestleMania 31.
Oh, God. Did that really get said on here? Yes, it did.
Random.
It just looked so devastating. I mean, granted, she could have gotten lucky to somehow survive, but if you saw that, it was horrible.
I don't think it's a stinger, but I think it's going to be sore in the morning.
Also, definitely be sore in the morning regardless. To be honest, I really wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't work Raw tomorrow.
Naomi, it's your fault.
Thanks, Naomi.
See, Naomi was...
I think you just saw it.
Did you just see what I think you just saw?
Oh!
I think we just had murder happen right now.
I think Aaron just viewed what we were just talking about on here.
Oh my God, Paige!
Nice. That's the only response I can give too. Okay, so I think
that deserves the Darth Vader moment of the week.
I will tell you right now, I would not be shocked if they keep Paige off television on Raw tomorrow. Not at all. Yeah, keep her off SmackDown too.
I'm back.
Keep her. Battleground is keep her off Money in the Bank. Keep her off Battleground.
And then only face left becomes Divas champion. Yes.
So basically after this, oh come on Naomi, you were the Funkadactyl that doesn't hurt people. There you go.
Yeah.
She missed.
Well.
Naomi misses the Enziguri kick. the rack attack, and Nikki Bella retains. Okay. Bree comes out for no reason. They hug, and that's the end of the segment.
And I just saw that, and I'm like, rack attack after that devastating move. I don't know. Maybe Nikki Bella knew that it looked bad, so she maybe had to end the match early, but she did the rack attack not to Paige, but to Naomi.
Paige was not going to be involved in the finish after that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. She probably it was probably a quick instinct. You know what I mean? Okay, we can't really go on much longer with the match. I was probably going to do something to Paige. She's on the outside of the ring, so I might as well just finish off the match because I know I'm going to win anyway, and do the rack attack to Naomi, and win. Have my sister come out to, thankfully, not her theme song.
And to be honest,
hashtag give Divas a neck brace.
Oh God. To be honest, though, if Paige would have been involved in the finish and something like that would have happened like it did, I would think they would have called an audible with the referee, and they would have changed the finish to pinning Naomi, which may not have been the finish that they wanted to do, given the fact that they've been building Naomi up to be the challenger for the Divas Championship, whether it's right or wrong. After that, yeah, kind of. Okay, so that's out of the way. All right, we ready to talk about one of the best things that's been on television in a long time?
Oh, wait a minute. We're not going to give our thoughts about the Divas match?
Okay, here's my thoughts for this. People have an off night. I get that, 100%. Anybody can make a mistake in the ring. I've made mistakes in the ring before. As a matter of fact, I got knocked off a ladder and landed on the guy I was managing's leg and took him out of action for months. Accidents happen. Things like that do happen.
Good God.
Yeah. The match just didn't work. For some reason, there was something that wasn't gelling about the entire match itself. It was...
Well, also, you also got to take this in consideration. The second Divas match, though, this week that had botches in it, though, and Tamina wasn't even in it.
I didn't see the SmackDown match. Did they have anything on SmackDown of worth?
I didn't see SmackDown either. I purposely did not watch SmackDown for some reason this week. But it's a shame that the match didn't work. And if any other fan thought it worked, then they were just holding their pee so that they couldn't take a piss break and just loved the match. Maybe because of Nikki Bella's ass or Paige's boobs, I don't know. But anyways, it's a shame that the match didn't work because they had such a great promo on SmackDown and not Raw.
So I heard. I don't know.
Young would be a more credible champion than.
The chemistry, something was off in the match. It really was. It really seemed like they were going way too fast. And when you go way too fast, you can mess up. And if you go for a spot like a reverse Rana, you can't just quickly go into it. You have to make it actually work. And I think that when Naomi jumped up for the reverse Rana, it didn't work. And it wasn't going to work. So Paige overcompensated and spiked herself, basically.
Nikki Bella's Divas champion is still not working. Why is she still the Divas champion?
Hashtag John Cena, maybe?
I mean, obviously that would be, sarcastic thinking, but, I mean, is it really?
Is.
I mean,
No.
It's probably not sarcastic because he's the United States champion.
No, hold on. Not for long. You see, the thing is Nikki Bella right now is really the only person that the company would want to hold the championship at this point. No one's been built up. You haven't built up enough challengers yet, really.
Send in Sasha Banks or Charlotte. That would give her.
I don't want to take them off NXT yet. Charlotte, I understand. Sasha, no. She needs to stay on NXT for a bit longer.
Dark matches as we speak.
Well, actually, here's the thing, about Sasha is that if she's not on for the next month, and she said about the rumors, I loved her response. She says, "They're stupid, not true. I'm not injured." Like most dirt sheets websites.
She's been busy mocapping for WWE 2K16.
That's true. But you know, she could prove that just like Kevin Owens is, which obviously we're getting to.
Yes.
But she can prove that another NXT champion can come over like Paige and maybe do like a similar program with Nikki Bella.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Even though they're portraying her as a face, she's technically still a heel.
Oh, Sasha?
Sasha could go either way, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think she's technically a heel, but in an NXT, there's a lot of middle ground.
Yeah, no, they really, you know, especially with the crowd.
The Bellas and the crowd boo.
All right. Okay.
I really feel sorry for Kevin Owens walking out to this crowd.
This match was too good for the crowd that was in front of it.
Yeah, no, they were spoiled. They were spoiled.
Announce 2-week notice.
He should have ripped that Cena Rock sign up. He should have done that. I could see Kevin Owens doing that. He should have taken that fan sign and ripped it up.
Shove an old lady down and take a little kid's autograph book and spit on it. Old school heel, baby.
United wants time, literally.
Yeah.
A lot of Kevin Owens signs out.
And a lot of new merch, too.
Yeah, I see.
Owens has new merch powers tonight, and they were in full effect.
He made a joke about how, you know, Cena's had so many T-shirt designs over the years.
Yeah.
Kevin's had 3 in 3 weeks.
Yeah?
New T-shirt he's coming out with tomorrow.
Let's get ready. Get ready, San Antonio, to buy your Kevin Owens merchandise. So, we'll talk about that, trust me, because I have an idea about what could happen tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Yes, the match that everyone was waiting for, the champion versus champion match. NXT champion Kevin Owens versus United States champion John Cena. Owens is wearing red, white, and blue. Fight Owens, fight. I wonder where we've seen that before, Ashley.
I can't think. I did like the fact, though, that the font on the back was clearly a G.I. Joe ripoff.
Yeah.
Was going 10 what?
And if that's the case, Punk's going to be really mad, because I'm sure he would have liked that on his gear, too.
He'd be busy saying it's clobbering time.
We wish him the very best in his future endeavor in UFC.
UFC, we still don't know when he's actually debuting.
Yeah.
It'll be the
Okay, this match is long and fun, so we're going to go into it one by one, shall we? We're basically starting from the point that Cena goes for the AA very early. And Owens counters with a DDT, and like the good John Cena he is, he spikes properly on it.
Like death.
Sells like Van Damme.
What?
Van Damme always sells the DDT on top of his head. He spikes it.
Oh, alright.
Yes. So, he gets... Go ahead.
Sentence. That's weird.
I'm aware. So, he gets a near fall off that one. Big boot, roll up, 1-2, and a kick out. Owens with a clothesline. And he mounts him and starts punching away. And the first of 4,000 times in the match, they start trading punches. So Cena hits the shoulder block off the ropes. He goes for the second shoulder block, gets caught, turns a crucifix, and Owens with an air raid crash gets a near fall off that. Cena slumped in the corner. He hits the cannonball, 1-2, and a kick out. So he starts talking trash. He says, "It's time to give up, Johnny boy." So he tosses him to the ropes. He goes for the pop-up power bomb. Cena leapfrogs over him. And then we go to ducks the right, proto-bomb, 5-knuckle shuffle. He sets up for the AA, gets countered to the pop-up power bomb, 1-2, Cena kicks out. So Owens heads up top. He gets crotched by Cena, a right hand, he climbs up, Cena gets headbutt off, and Owens is on the middle rope at this point. He springs to the top and hits a moonsault, but it misses.
Even though he missed it, I showed the replay to my dad because after it happened, I was just like, oh, what did I just see? And my dad didn't even believe it. And during this match, I think was still going on, I saw an Instagram post from WWE, a picture of Kevin Owens before he walked out to do the match. One fan was like, I just don't like him. He's just a fat shit. I'm like,
What?
okay, well, you're not gonna like Samoa Joe either because he's fat too. It doesn't matter about their appearance. If they can move like the other guys, they're great.
Yes, I see a lot of my old backyarding days in what Kevin Owens is now.
Yeah.
He's not you know, he's a pretty chunky guy. You can say he's fat. I think he could legit kill you.
Yes, I agree, 100%.
Like,
Just
So-
by he'll make your ear bums bleed to death. Ear bums, there you go. Eardrums bleed to death.
Okay. So after a right hand, again, they trade punches. Ducks the clothesline. Cena eats the super kick from Owens. He mocks the 5-knuckle shuffle. He gets ankle picked, turned to the STF. He almost gets to the bottom rope, but he gets dragged in the middle, and Cena gets kicked off. Owens mocks him and hits the F-Sync for 2.
F-Sang.
I do not pronounce things correctly.
No, you got to say F-Sank, because, you know, that wasn't Kevin Owens wrestling there.
The F-Sync, thank you. I'm writing how it's written. The pronunciation is different than when I wrote it.
Just write the Titanic.
So F-Sync, when Ashley tells me this has ceased becoming a Kevin Owens match, we're now seeing Kevin Steen in the WWE ring. And in all essence, we were.
Yeah, in all honesty, considering, of course, the only reason the FU happened was because of the F5, so, you know, Steen being the mark that he was, took it his own,
Yep.
turned it into Thank. Combined the two.
So after this, he charges into the corner. Cena makes him eat the boot. He hits a swinging DDT, because the swinging DDT is when you leap off the middle rope and hit the swing DDT. A tornado DDT is when you grab the head and you swing and land. Thank you. And he gets a 2 off of that. He had... Go ahead.
Could have been a reverse Rana.
Oh, Jesus, I hope not. So he heads up top. Cena hits the rocker dropper to the back of the head. Gets a near fall off that. He goes for the AA, and it gets countered. Kevin Owens cinches it in, and I'm pretty sure the internet broke because he was setting up for the package pile driver.
Literally like that first match that Itami had
Mm-hmm.
when he queued up for the GTS,
Yes.
but it didn't happen.
He sets up for the package pile driver, which of course you can't use a pile driver in WWE because that's how the rules work. So he ends up basically hitting...
Sledgehammer, illegal.
Yeah, exactly. So he basically hits a package power bomb for a 2 count. Yeah, Cena is allowed to kick out of the package anything. Fair enough. So once more they trade punches. Owens cuts him off with a knee, tosses him into the ropes, ducks the clothesline, and Ashley coined the phrase, the springboard stunner is the heel turn.
All I was seeing on Twitter was kick out city, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. This felt like a WrestleMania match. It really did. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So he puts Owens on the buckle. He climbs up, going for the superplex. Owens counters the superplex into a key crusher off the top rope. Cena kicks out at 2.5.
Kick out.
Kick out City. Hashtag Kick out City. Heads up top. The last thing that he needed to do, that is something I used to do in the backyard days, he hits the swanton. Cena kicks out at 2. Owens gets up, trying to finish Cena off. Cena dims his running lights with a vicious lariat. And then he does it again. So Cena throws a clothesline. Owens ducks. Picks him up. Pop-up powerbomb. Makes the cover. 1, 2. Cena's not kicking out this time. 3. Wins clean as a sheet. No interference. No chicanery. No weapons. No nothing. Beats John Cena clean in the center of the ring.
And Cena crybabies are like, cancel WWE Network.
No, we'll talk further about that once I get to this. Owens grabs the mic and says, "Now everyone knows who Kevin Owens is. I'm the man who started a fight with John Cena, and now I finished that fight. John, I now have some veteran advice for you. It's time for you to go. Your time is way up, but my time is now." He raises the NXT Championship and says the champ is here.
The real champ is here. He's right.
Yeah. Oh my God. This match, it's sad that the people that don't have the network missed out on this. Because
I agree.
This is a reason to get the network, to see this match. I would find any means you have in the world to see this match.
Basically, just see this match and just, like, that's it. Don't even watch any of the other Elimination Chamber matches.
John Cena gets a lot of flack on the internet, and everyone on this call knows exactly what I'm talking about. For anybody in the world to say that John Cena puts people down, John Cena holds people back, and there's this invisible glass ceiling that John Cena is the king of all and will not let anybody go over. Now, granted, like, Bray Wyatt was kind of victimized by that, and so is Rusev, but that's another story altogether.
Yeah.
John Cena played ball tonight, and John Cena made Kevin Owens tonight, without a doubt.
He made Kevin Owens, basically cemented that he is the future of the WWE. Maybe not the face of what John Cena was, but definitely the future of the WWE.
And when we see John Cena on Raw, I have a feeling we're going to see a very humble, very somber John Cena. And could you only imagine if Cena throws out the open challenge and Kevin Owens accepts?
I wouldn't be shocked if that actually happened because, you know, obviously we would expect another NXT guy, but when you have Kevin Owens versus John Cena officially in a program, this is not a one-time thing, which we're going to get to.
Yes.
It wouldn't be a shocker. Like, you know, Kevin Owens like, oh, I beat you fair and square, so now I'm going to challenge you for the title.
But the thing is when you look at Owens, he's fighting for a prize, and he already has the prize in his mind right now, and that is the NXT Championship. For Kevin Owens as a character, from that standpoint, the U.S. title is not as important as the NXT one is. And he's playing that up every single time by stepping on the championship itself. So for him to accept the challenge, I think he just wants to conquer Cena.
Yeah.
And we could see someone else accept the challenge, like maybe like a Finn Balor possibly. That's a name that I hear bandied about for an NXT guy to challenge Cena.
That would be, well, you know, especially if he came out as the Demon, that would be, like, okay, here's the great thing about NXT, is that how these guys are coming up. You know, this is so different than ECW, because ECW was a separate company. not within WWE, so you wouldn't see them come up one by one.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say Finn Balor. Every NXT star that has come up and debuted against Cena primarily for the U.S. title from NXT, the internet has broken.
Yeah, of course.
It's how much NXT is just garnering so much attention.
To make sure Ashley's still around. Ashley, you okay? He actually went out on us last time. I mean, when we were doing the Ring of Honor podcast that was like impromptu, I asked if there was any parting words for Ashley, and he snored at me. He legitimately passed out, which is possible that he did this time. And if he wakes up while we're on the duration of this call, then we'll get to that. But I will say,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I watched that video, and I was just laughing my ass off. So funny.
You didn't go through it live like I did. I had to like cover and say, I'm the guy that hasn't watched Ring of Honor in years, and I'm the one that has to put the exclamation point on this video, and I think I did an okay job.
Yeah, no, you did. It was just hilarious.
So yes, I will say right now, fans right now that are listening to this podcast, I will shoot with you guys. It is 5:12 in the AM for Ashley right now where he is. So he may have possibly zonked out. So if he did, then you will hear the melodic tones of him snoring in the background. But and not the sound of Aaron's phone going off and buzzing. You get to hear Ashley snore. So continue.
You can't complain about that. You gotta understand about him sleeping.
Yes. So we're gonna finish talking about the pay-per-view here. So yeah, I will say right now that whomever accepts Cena's challenge, I don't think you're going to see a jovial, happy Cena. I don't think you're going to see a Cena that's like, oh, you want some, come get some. And no, I think we're going to see like a humbled Cena that we have not seen in a long time, because you have Daniel Bryan, you have CM Punk, and you have Brock Lesnar, and now you have Kevin Owens, and these are the people that have humbled John Cena in matches. And that list is few and far between. Those are in the upper echelon of talent, and Kevin Owens has been cemented in that group with tonight's performance.
And you know, Sami Zayn and Neville.
Yeah, they're on their way without a doubt. And
Yeah.
when Zayn's back from his shoulder injury, I'm positive he'll be brought up to the main roster very soon after.
Right. You know, and those were just from one match that they lost against Cena. Fans said they're getting buried. One match.
Cena, okay, I like Zack Ryder, but by and large, most people are kind of like either tired of him or they never really got into him. But Cena made it look like Ryder had a shot last Monday.
Yeah.
Cena made it look like Stardust had a shot.
Meanwhile, Stardust had R-Truth that night.
Yes, exactly. Stardust faces R-Truth on the regular. I think it's on like constant play in hell right now. If I was there.
It's.
So other than the talking about that, Aaron, where do you go with the John Cena Kevin Owens match from tonight?
What do I think of it?
Yes, get used to it, folks, because it's going to be doing it a lot in this podcast.
What I think of the match?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a few minutes that I missed, but I guess I caught the whole end of it when I got home, because then I was connected to my home Wi-Fi, which never goes out.
Woo!
Sarcastic comment. But onto the match, it was hard hitting.
Very much so.
Yeah. You know, a huge win for Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're a Cena dedicated fan, yes, I can understand that you were shocked. But if you're a dedicated Cena fan, not a kid, and you're our age, you shouldn't be shocked, because Cena can lose every once in a great while. And I say great while because Cena rarely ever loses, which is still kind of annoying. Even though it doesn't matter about wins or losses, it means about, putting on a good show. And that's what Kevin Owens and John Cena did. So, it wasn't a shocker. It was a shocker to the people in the crowd. You know, also that crowd was very live for that match, but again, it just goes back to the crowd's overall reaction tonight. There was so much. It was a very much lackluster crowd, probably the worst crowd for a pay-per-view in a long time, especially for this year alone.
It didn't feel like a pay-per-view crowd at all.
No, it did not.
It felt like a SmackDown crowd.
Even worse. You know, Raw's had those crowds, but yeah, even worse. Main event.
But those are also SmackDown crowds.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. The same thing. Well, okay, Superstars.
That's a Raw crowd.
Yeah, that's a Raw crowd, but I'm just saying. Help me out here.
I've been to both live. I know what I'm talking about.
Right. I same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, since that crowd was so lackluster, there wasn't enough face reactions that the camera could get. I mean, they can only get like 4 or 6. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I think they were trying to recreate, you know, I think they're trying to recreate with these big losses for Cena or shocking losses like they did with Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. They're trying to recreate those moments where they just capture everyone's shocked faces. And, you know, there wasn't one that stood out to me, even though it doesn't matter, but there wasn't one that stood out to me tonight. Because, you know, I wasn't shocked. You know, I'm not a Cena fan. Even if I was a Cena fan, I wouldn't be shocked because, you know, it's common sense. Of course,
well, I am, but was that Ashley?
That dude with his eyes sticking out wasn't there.
Welcome back to the world of the awake, Ashley.
That's how it happens.
You sound awake, actually. It's weird.
Yeah, he really sounds like awake.
That's the confusing thing. It wasn't that I was falling asleep during the match. It's just, it's 4 in the morning.
According to Skype, it's 5:12.
Wow.
Oh,
18.
you cheat.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning. It's gone on so long. It is now 5:18 or whatever. You know, the best that needs to be said about this is go find it if you have to.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he actually knows what match you were talking about.
He was here. It was like a lucid dream. He could hear us talking in his sleep, and when he woke up, he knew exactly where to go.
Reason why earbuds were invented, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's... Even if you have to find it via illegal methods, it's worth it because of how good this match is.
Yeah, exactly.
And what it leads up to, who knows, who cares, let's just go along with the ride.
Did you see what Samoa Joe just tweeted out?
Oh, I just beat Chris Dickinson 3-0, so what was the point of calling it a trilogy?
No, he says, "Be joyous, be proud, for soon I will take everything from you."
Wow.
Hashtag Joe Owens.
Does that mean Kevin's kid's on the line as well?
Huh?
Does that mean Kevin's kid's on the line as well?
This isn't Raven and Dreamer. Not that I'm aware of.
Where's Sam?
Owen does hold a pinfall victory, after all.
Yeah. Excalibur, damn it.
Hey, and don't forget, where Carino's kid, he started out just, he was basically a young boy, and look what he is now, so. I believe Owen is I think a yellow belt now. Did I see that on Twitter? I think he's a yellow belt now.
He is a murderer, yes.
Okay, fair enough. Just like his daddy. Okay, so to cool the crowd down a bit, even though it was an okay match, we had Bo Dallas against Adrian Neville.
Okay match. Yeah, Bo Dallas in it. How can it be an okay match?
I like Bo Dallas, but my God, he got blown up quick.
But
this is the match that proves to you perhaps they shouldn't. Well, perhaps they shouldn't have given him the belt because, in long term, they hadn't done much with it. With great power comes great responsibility. And Bo Dallas has been behind the bike shed doing lines of coke.
He needs to follow the buzzards.
Not literally. Oh yeah, that might help.
I think it would, but he already got rid of the Bo T.
Break kayfabe and just follow his brother.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the only rescue.
There's a couple things I can take from this match. Felt like a SmackDown match.
Crowd sucked.
Crowd really sucked. Didn't appreciate the fact that Neville hit the
from their silence. I've seen the fans going
stunned silence.
half the Owens fans cheering and half the fans going, what?
Okay, we'll just say the crowd was in a state of stunned silence.
Like the whole night.
Well, no, after that match.
No, the rest of the night it was just, wild hedonistic sex.
I mean, the crowd sounded like a high school basketball game.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Because there's not much cheering at those games, and there wasn't much cheering here. This is
Final Four year.
This is a fairly big arena, though. I mean, I would assume, to hold something like Elimination Chamber, but just
if it's Corpus Christi,
yeah,
it was supposed to be a house show. I wouldn't say it's an arena.
They should just have Corpus Christi, Texas as a house show. Does anybody know what grade that city got, if it got even a grade from WWE, since they're grading cities now?
I knew you were going to say that, and I do not have that list in front of me.
Okay,
Who was on probably B+.
Well, it should be an F after a night, I'm just saying. There's no way that was a B+ crowd.
It's going to be better tomorrow. We're in San Antonio.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
We have a Shawn Michaels cameo, I have a feeling, coming tomorrow.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Is that this week, too, or is that next week?
No, that's 2 weeks.
Show what I because Sony announcing a headset, which I can't even use because I have glasses, is going to be more interesting than Machine Gun.
It gives me time to actually get away from stuff for a minute when that happens.
Hopefully he's like Wiz Khalifa and then he tweets afterwards that he was on drugs when he was performing on the Raw.
Oh, wow.
Like that was really surprising. So, let's talk about Neville and Bo Dallas real quick. So, Neville goes for a round kick, Bo ducks it, the roll-up pretty much sends him to the floor. And we'll go later in the match. You know this spot just as well as I do, Aaron, when it comes to it. Spinning back kick, front kick, drop kick to the side of the head off the ropes. Standing shooting star press gets a 2 count, and DDT from Bo gets a near fall. He goes for the Bo dog, which gets tossed off. Step up enziguri kick from Neville, heads up top, red arrow, 1, 2, 3. This match was...
Bo Dallas got tossed off. There you go.
Oh, God. You're going to call Bo a tosser? You're calling Bo a tosser now?
Until he becomes part of the White Family. Yes.
All right, fair enough. This match, it was a match. Had to bring the crowd down a bit because obviously they were on high alert from the previous match, and the entire world pretty much was watching the match.
Yes, but it brought the crowd down too much.
Yeah, but sometimes that's a good thing because it picks you back up with the Elimination Chamber being next.
Yes, from a booking perspective, but just like, not a pitiful flaw, probably a pitiful point in the match, though, is that there was no appreciation, like you mentioned, for the Red Arrow.
No, not really.
And of course, his punishment for winning, he's in Money in the Bank ladder match.
Mm.
Yeah,
This
well,
is continuing going on throughout pretty much the recent.
well, we're not there yet because obviously a part of that is involved in the next match. But
I can't wait till we get there.
we'll talk about Money in the Bank in a minute. If anybody from the Nationwide Arena is listening, I really would love to attend your show. And I will say that again. You can tweet me at @SuroADisney if you have a way to make that happen.
Oh, wow. That desperate.
Yeah. After tonight, yeah, definitely.
On the real.
Okay, let's talk elimination. Go ahead.
Fandango!
What about Fandango?
You take it to Fandango, can't you?
Oh, God. Irony, yes. Irony in a lot of ways. Alright. So, let's crown the new Intercontinental Champion, shall we?
Oh, my God, no.
Dolph Ziggler, heavy metal Dolph Ziggler. Sheamus, rocking steady as always.
Yeah.
Ron the Truth Killings. Don't know why he's in this match. Wade Barrett can't buy a break. The Ryback. And the final participant. Go ahead.
The definitive article. The formerly known as the Ryback.
And the final participant ends up being Silsbee, Texas's own Mark Henry.
And the crowd goes
Mild.
Yeah, no, really. There was... That's how bad this crowd was. There was no reaction. It's just like... The rest of the show, after Kevin Owens versus John Cena, can we all agree that I was watching the rest of the show, even at the main event, which we're not there yet, obviously.
Yeah, we get a bit.
Watching there, I'm literally watching the rest of the event like them. I have no expression on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching it bland. And when Mark Henry came out, I was just like, they ruined the show for me.
I had an expression on my face during this match. My ass off.
Well, the bad thing is I called this on Twitter because it was too obvious.
Well, I don't know how obvious it was going to be. It did make sense that people were saying, Bray Wyatt, he's not a former world champion.
That was before they mentioned the former world champion thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I still saw it even after they mentioned the world champion thing. Maybe people didn't see it like you did.
He's the world champion because, he beat The Undertaker. He lost. You face a fit.
But he beat Ryback.
Oh, let's talk about Ryback in a minute. Ashley's got quite a thing to say about the Ryback, and we will talk about that when we finish this match.
Hey, Aaron too. I got a lot to say about Ryback. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it from the get-go here.
Yeah.
So we start off with Dolph and Barrett, and R-Truth comes out first. That's interesting. And basically, at one point, Dolph gets thrown into the pane of glass, or the pane of whatever you want to call the protective covering for the chamber. And this is right in front of Mark Henry. He's basically poking. It's like you're poking the beast, like you're poking the lion through the protective area in a zoo, and it's like, haha, you're not going to do anything, and then the guy breaks through. Well, he throws him through the pod, and Mark Henry takes the time, even though he's not officially in the match, to get involved, and he drops the leg on Barrett, and the referee still counts the pinfall attempt. Okay. Ryback comes out next. Okay, so...
Big guy!
Here's
the fact that, wardrobe malfunction by the chamber. Your third entry is number 5.
Yeah.
He's four just walked in, that's what I do, literally.
So, after Dolph eats Wasteland, Mark Henry makes the save. And then Barrett basically gets finished off like a heel does on a house show, taking finishers galore. Super kick from Dolph. Snake Eyes, of all things, from Ryback. And the lie detector from Truth eliminates Wade Barrett. I don't know.
Only Silver is active in the match.
Why was Wade Barrett the first man eliminated? That's my question. Well,
Yeah, R-Truth, Bray Wyatt deserves your spot.
Truth is a former world champion. I have to keep being the only one to remind people that, but it's still true.
Yeah, but
Shouldn't be true.
we know how WWE and wrestling fans feel of TNA.
Yes, unfortunately. We'll talk about that on Wednesday, actually.
Oh,
With the new NXT. Get ready for that on Wednesday. So all four men are kind of like killing time. Like, I wrote jockeying for position, but in all essence, they're basically just walking around the ring like dumbfounded until Sheamus gets out of the pod.
Wow.
And
I really didn't get that spot. Like, were we supposed to laugh? Like, get me out of the pod! Are you not looking at me? I didn't get it.
I like it because it kept Sheamus out of the match, and in all essence, that all three men could have eliminated each other and Sheamus would have won.
Which should have been the winner, but not there yet.
We'll talk about that. All right, so Mark Henry is the one that takes the finishers galore set now. Super kick from Dolph, spinebuster from Ryback, meat hook to Dolph breaks this up and hits the shell shock on Truth for the 3. R-Truth's eliminated. Let's all rejoice. And Ryback. Go ahead.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, exactly. Ryback sets up a hanging vertical suplex, and I thought he was going to jackhammer Dolph at this point, but he doesn't, because I think he's not allowed to, because I'm pretty sure I read somewhere down a long time ago that they don't want him using the jackhammer because they don't want that comparison still. Even though I'm sure Ashley and I both agree, and I don't know if you agree with us or not, Aaron, but I think Goldberg and Ryback at WrestleMania would make some money.
No, not really, because it's just too obvious. I mean, like, I don't think it's. I think
obvious makes money.
In the chants. Yeah, I mean, but I just think Ryback is sick of hearing the chants. I'm kind of sick of hearing the chants. They were cool at first, but now it's just like, okay, can we move on, because he's not. He's not Goldberg, for one. I think Goldberg said this before in an interview. Like, he's not Goldberg. He's not even close to being Goldberg. He doesn't even do a move that Goldberg does. He doesn't even do a spear.
I mean, they accidentally hurt people. That's the only real comparison.
Yeah.
I said accidentally, thank you.
Yeah, to the point where his opponents need a Z-Pack.
which, contrary to popular belief, is not a kid's meal you can buy at Regal Cinemas. Now,
is he Brandenburg?
What is it?
Is he Henningberg?
No.
He's certainly not Heisenberg.
That's funny.
Is he?
Oh, God. Now, before anybody gets blue, we need to move forward. So, Aaron, hopefully you got that.
I've been blue ever since that match was over.
You need some cupcakes, sir. You need some blue cupcakes. Okay, now you got it. Okay, we're good.
Talking about Eiffel 65's blue dabu dee dabu die dabu dee dabu die dabu dee dabu die.
No, we're talking about Bill and Ted from last year's Halloween Horror Nights. Anyway, so Ryback sets up for the meat hook, and he charges in. Dolph dims his running lights with a super kick. Everybody's down. Sheamus is still stuck in the pod, but he had his Celtic cross that was stuck in the pod purposely so he can come out and take advantage of everyone. He tosses Dolph. Sheamus taking advantage of people, I'm aware. Dolph tosses him through the pod, goes for the world's strongest slam. Go ahead.
You missed the best bit. Sheamus channeling Officer Buddy White.
No. God dang Russell Crowe reference. Oh my god, you guys could just like... It's funny because we were watching the show, we're watching it via Skype, and Ashley's like, I need to go to IMDb to find out Russell Crowe quotes. I'm like, why? And he's like, oh, just wait. And he didn't tell me beforehand what he was going to say, but I guess we're going to be talking about Russell Crowe every time he breaks out his gladiator line.
I just realised I got the wrong one, but because they'll show replays of what happened last night, I can use it tomorrow.
Alright.
Lived on them off in Fortnite.
God.
There's going to be no mentions of 2 week notice. There's going to be no mentions of Banshee. There's going to be Russell Crowe films.
God. Completely different than this podcast. It'll be completely different. Okay. So, oh god, where am I in my notes here? He goes for the world's strongest slam, he gets countered, and Mark Henry steamrolls him with a Vader attack, hits the big splash, gets a near fall. Goes for the over-the-shoulder power slam, Sheamus rakes the eyes, brogue kick, and Mark Henry's been eliminated. So Sheamus gets to toss Dolph around now. He nails the green crush. Gets a 2 off of that. Counters a suplex with an inside cradle and near fall. Sunset flip, near fall. Ducks the axe handle, going for the exclamation point DDT, but gets tossed off. Sheamus ends up going to the post. Dolph connects with the exclamation point DDT, gets a 2. Ryback goes for a powerbomb, gets countered into the super kick. The name dropper to Sheamus, and Sheamus just pops up and brogue kicks Dolph's head off. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler's eliminated. So we get down to Sheamus and Ryback as the final 2 in this match. Alright. God. So, over-the-shoulder power slam gets a near fall off that. Sheamus points at Daniel Bryan, and Ryback ends up power slamming Sheamus. The running power slam to Sheamus, and Sheamus ends up really taking it to Ryback with white noise on the grate outside. But only gets a 2 off of that because why not? Sheamus goes for the clubbing blows, and it gets countered, and a really awkward judo throw by Ryback sends Sheamus to the grate. When Sheamus is back up, he gets the Finley roll on the grate, and he gets caught, goes for the powerbomb into the cage, and then powerbombs him Mike Awesome style over the ropes, but the reverse Mike Awesome style, because obviously it's not ropes to floor, it's floor to ropes. And then hits the shell shock out of nowhere, and Ryback is the new Intercontinental Champion.
Stupid!
You were waiting this whole review to say that, weren't you?
Yes! Yes!
Okay, Aaron, you real quick before we get started on this, Brian says, I congratulate the Ryback, and his response is, thanks, Dan. What the heck was that?
Scene from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, no lie. Okay, Aaron, you seem to have something to say about this match, so go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm also very, intrigued since you mentioned that Ashley has a lot to say about this, or should have a lot to say about this match.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of Ryback, but to me, this completely does not make any sense. A guy that's on the poster. I'm gonna make a couple of facts here for you.
Okay, Tyson Kidd time.
So, this guy is on a poster for Elimination Chamber after he lost to Bray Wyatt at Payback.
You're not the only one that's going to bring that up, by the way.
And the other is he lost to Bray Wyatt, yet he wins gold and yet Bray Wyatt has not held yet any gold yet. Fact. That's
Again, another thing that's going to be brought up in a minute.
Stealing my thunder, you bastard! No!
Ashley, continue saying what Aaron basically just said.
You go on to beat the Undertaker, then you lose to Ryback, and then you find out that Ryback loses the IC title to Sheamus. That logic would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly the opposite happened. Oh no!
This was clearly WWE logic.
Not the original one, the reboot.
You basically take the fact that it was let out via a lot of websites and a lot of house shows and coming TV tapings that Sheamus was going to become the brand new Intercontinental Champion. And they ran with it on the internet, and I think it cost Sheamus the title.
Cleveland, Ohio, screwed Sheamus.
That's great.
Hey. Also, possibly Megan Fox and TMNT 2 screwed Sheamus.
Maybe. I don't know the storyline for Bebop and Rocksteady in this new universe.
Well, if they're trying to film it, logically, it's the film's fault. The whole Paige thing. Oh, she's #1 contender, but she's got to film a movie next week. That's a move there, WWE.
God. So, here's the thing. Ryback...
We're going now, Bray Wyatt is going to lose the Feast or Fired match, but despite winning it. And Ryback is going to face Bray Wyatt again, lose even though it's non-title, and then just by losing that match, Ryback automatically wins Money in the Bank, and then Bray Wyatt beats Brock Lesnar in a match. That result alone means that Ryback just randomly becomes WWE World Heavyweight Champion because of the logic that they're booking.
Okay.
Behold the new face of fear. He's done heck all.
Okay, let me explain where I see they're going with this. You can say what you want about it, and you have, but Ryback has been getting a lot more over than he's been, ever. Since...
Yeah, and the first night that I hear it on a pay-per-view, they give him Goldberg chance because he does the Michael Elgin stalling suplex.
Yeah.
Not helpful. Not helpful, WWE.
I don't think Corpus Christi's watching much Ring of Honor. A little bit, obviously, but not enough.
They don't have to watch Ring of Honor. To be honest, it's more often the site in PWG. Why is it's going any Michael Elgin match ever?
It always makes more sense in the long run to have a heel with the championship and have a babyface chase them. That makes the most sense. When you give the title to a face, you pretty much have defeated the purpose right away. But Ryback and Sheamus could be an interesting feud to get us to Money in the Bank. Because obviously it's not going past that.
There has to be a definitive face with the belt.
Yeah, agreed. At the end.
There has to be another champion with another face with the belt.
Yeah. Really want the Ryback, sorry.
Yeah, the Ryback.
Truly face. Until tomorrow night's Raw, when he will turn heel on Bray Wyatt by Bray Wyatt turning heel on his own heel.
There's just way too many heels in the company.
Yes.
And they need some solid baby faces. And Ryback is, say what you want about him, Ryback's probably high on that list.
Ryback is just high. I don't know. Do some drug. I don't know.
What do you think about the match overall, Ashley?
It wasn't too bad. You know, it was a good chamber match compared to the average to poor tag team thing we've got. I don't know. You see, but part of the way that chamber destruction happened made me wonder if that was planned on purpose.
Maybe.
Just to try and make the match go shorter. Yeah. It's a shame Sheamus hasn't won, but it's nice to see Ryback getting the push that honestly he probably deserved years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just because it didn't work out against Cena. They were triggered too late. Yeah.
I think they're going to be Ryback's going to be able to carry it better this time around, honestly. I'm not necessarily a fan of giving him the title right away, but like if you look at the other people in that match, there's really not many options, honestly. Dolph and Rusev are going to need a title to contend over. R-Truth obviously is not taking it. They were going to give Barrett back the title. I mean, Sheamus was basically kind of snake-bitten by the fact that it was already said numerous times he was going to win, so that was probably a good indication that he wasn't going to. And then you get to Ryback, which, I mean, it's fresh. It freshens things up a bit, but I don't know how this reign's going to go. He may just be a transitional champion. So, Aaron, thoughts on the match?
I wasn't expecting that. You know, when Ryback won, I was like one of those Cena fans. I was like, what?
I can see that.
I mean, that's all I could, really say about it. I mean, but the match itself, it could have been better. I mean, actually, the tag team match and Intercontinental Championship matches really could have been better. I mean, I feel like they were overhyped. I actually feel the only match that delivered was Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Like, that literally delivered with all the hype.
Oh, yeah.
And mind you, that had 2 weeks build-up like all these other matches.
Yeah, all the other matches had build-up for 5 years,
It's okay. The thing about the chamber match is you had the build-up and you had the fact that you're giving the vacant championship, you're giving it a new owner. That makes perfect sense. But it just really felt like it didn't work. Like, the match felt rushed.
Yeah.
And a lot of the spots, I didn't really see much blown, but I mean, when it comes down to it, it was disjointed in every way possible. And we're going to get to the main event in a minute, but which is talk about disjointed. Yeah, it was what it was. I mean, it was the better of the two chamber matches, but I can honestly say the chamber matches were definitely not the best matches on the show. Not even close.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and as they should have been.
And it's always this, when you do a stipulation pay-per-view, it seems like most of the time it's always the match that's non-stipulation that is the one that rises above everything else.
Right.
So let's talk about Money in the Bank, shall we? June 14th. It will be, real quick, I will give you guys a heads up here. It will just be Aaron and myself doing Money in the Bank on that night.
Oh.
Ashley is covering E3, so he's doing stuff for the channel and for his channel as well.
Oh.
Decided to, make it alongside something more important. like Fallout Bloody 4 and Dishonored 2.
So there's a chance that it's just going to be Aaron and myself just talking about Money in the Bank. But I will say there was also...
Who the hell is Kofi Kingston in this?
Hold on, I'll get to that.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I'll get to that. Don't worry.
No,
Money in the Bank, June 14th. Live from the place that this channel started. Literally, this channel started outside of the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, and that's where it's going to be. And like I said,
Ohio, it's your fault.
Hashtag get Owen to Money in the Bank.
It's serious, ladies and gentlemen. There's a hashtag involved.
Get Owen to MITB. That's what it is. But yeah, seriously. 2 matches announced. Number 1, that's going to be Cena Owens 2. Electric Boogaloo, of course. And that immediately tells me I need to be in Columbus, because I've been saying for years that Columbus, Ohio needed another pay-per-view. And I thought it was going to come this year. And then I see the rumors that we were going to get one, and then they finally confirmed it to be Money in the Bank. So hopefully I'll get to be at this event. If I'm not, then I will definitely be joining Aaron. If I am, then we will have to work out another means to talk about Money in the Bank. I will, because it's a 2-hour drive from Columbus to get back to here, so. I'm sure Ashley's not going to be around that late, and I don't know if you would want to start that late, but that'd be up to you. Fingers crossed either way.
Along the whole Thursday home, I've just finished.
Yeah.
Day, I've literally got 12 hours, possibly.
We could possibly do Money in the Bank on Monday, depending on if I go to the show or not. If I don't, then I'll just do it Sunday with Aaron.
No, but it's like from midday Eastern
to
midnight Eastern. Followed by press conference, followed by press conference, followed by press conference.
So basically, Ashley will not be joining us for Money in the Bank week. Either way, so he'll join us back for the Raw Popcast. That's the week after. So
Yeah.
Aaron and myself will be doing Money in the Bank and Raw alone. So
that Raw, yeah. Before WWE Slamboree, which will be 2 weeks Battleground, which will be 2 weeks before the Great American Bash, which will be 2 weeks.
Well, you already mentioned it, so let's go into it. The Money in the Bank match is actually set in stone now. It's 6 men, and let's play the Sesame Street game. One of these things is not like the other.
Let's clarify. They've said so far. I wouldn't be surprised if they did expand it to 8.
That's a possibility, but I don't know.
Involved in a gimmick match. It was Elimination Chamber.
I don't.
As Ashley was saying, quickly earlier, Kofi Kingston though.
Yeah, Kofi's the first one we're going to talk about. Here's the thing.
Obviously, wrestling fans can sometimes jump to conclusions. This is obviously not a race issue of any kind, but it's like going back to R-Truth and Elimination Chamber, though.
It's a tag team title issue.
Kofi's a former Intercontinental champion. Kofi has been a tag team champion on several occasions. Kofi, his gimmick would fit into the main event. And this is for Alan that really wants to see Kofi Kingston in the main event. This is the closest he's going to get.
What we're trying to say is Kofi Kingston knows how to do crazy shit on a ladder.
Yep. He's there for spots.
Yeah, he's there for spots. He's just not there to win the match.
Okay.
I'll even predict that less than a month away.
Kofi Kingston's career may be over, because who else is in that match, Owen?
Well, we've got
Neville.
Crazy spots.
We've got Neville in this match. We have Dolph Ziggler in this match. We have Neville, Ziggler, and Kofi in this match, and they're all going to be willing to push the envelope. To say the least.
Neville more so, because if you've seen some of his indie stuff,
Yeah.
he will literally try and do suicide.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Kofi crazy.
So we've got the 3 high flyers, and then you've got Randy Orton. You have Sheamus, and yes, Aquaman himself, Roman Reigns. The rumor that everybody's talking about is the fact that Roman Reigns is taking this. I don't want that to happen. I really don't, but I don't see another direction at this point.
I wouldn't be disappointed with that.
I would.
I wouldn't. Because
it makes sense, but I don't like it personally.
You have the rematch between Rollins and Lesnar.
Yeah, at Battleground, sounds like.
Or no, at SummerSlam.
It's not going to be at SummerSlam.
At the end of the match, Roman Reigns comes out, cashes in the briefcase.
What?
The new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and then start swinging the belt around his head.
I hope not. I really hope not, honestly.
In New York.
Unless you can build him up between now and then, I hope not.
It's easy. Just say he's making a movie.
Yeah, exactly. That seems to work with everyone else.
Release the bloody closer power, but you keep teasing.
Okay.
16. Memory, apart from me.
It's like the fact that if you look at the Money in the Bank participants, there's not many options, honestly. I don't think you give Money in the Bank to Randy Orton.
No.
You don't give Money in the Bank to Sheamus. See, possibly, but no, I don't think so.
Well, after he should get some. Well, no, he should after Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but weren't they gonna?
It all depends.
That's what that should be.
It all depends how he's built up between now and Money in the Bank, which is another 2 weeks away, which is getting old.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I think that it's okay. Okay, let's take that away then. Actually, I look at this list. I think there's most people can win it because Dolph's already done it, so you don't really need to give him Money in the Bank. Randy Orton, no. Kofi.
Won Money in the Bank, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Randy Orton's won the Money in the Bank.
They both have.
Yeah.
So you don't give it back to them. See, here's the thing. The X factor here is Kofi. Because they're not going to do this. But eventually they're going to get Kofi to the point that he's not just there for the high spots. He's actually there to try a real run.
Therefore, him and New Day will disband.
No. He is the single superstar out of the New Day, and Xavier Woods and Big E take the tag titles. And I think that's what they're leading towards. Unless they have them drop the titles to PTP or Cesaro and Kid on Raw before then. Which they could.
Dare I say the surprise one?
Neville's not a surprise. I think Neville would be a good Money in the Bank, actually.
Neville has a very good chance of winning.
He does.
Have him cash in the briefcase on the UK edition of Raw in November.
That's a possibility.
The UK fans won't give a shit about going to WrestleMania 32. Manchester. Doesn't matter.
I think you're right, though, honestly, because I think that it's pretty obvious Roman Reigns is going to win this.
Not too obvious, but we'll see what happens. A good chance, the people that have good chances of winning Money in the Bank are Roman Reigns,
Sheamus.
and Sheamus and Neville.
And Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar.
Unless I think it was you or Ashley that said it earlier. If there's 8 competitors, then
Ashley said it.
yeah.
Brock
That's
Lesnar
kind of
and the other 2 people in this match I can officially confirm.
Why is Bray Wyatt on Money in the Bank?
Because that's his punishment for winning all the time.
Yeah. He's got to stop winning. And once he stops winning, maybe he can start getting championships.
When you become a jobber and you start winning titles, look at Cena. What happened tonight with him and Owens. Jobber, he's still got the US title.
So, do you guys think we'll, just talking about Bray Wyatt real quick, do you think we'll see Bray Wyatt tomorrow talking about anything?
Something.
Yeah.
See, I really want him to feud with Randy Orton, and I think that'd be a great feud actually to go with. But
He's going to he's found a new gimmick. He's the new face of Old Spice.
Yeah.
but the problem is, if you feud Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, Orton's already in Money in the Bank, so that would mean you'd have to put Bray Wyatt in Money in the Bank too.
Yep, I was just thinking that. So, but one fan made so much sense earlier. If we're going to keep up this pay-per-view every 2 weeks, which I know they're not going to do.
Thank God, no.
Yeah, no, it's really ridiculous that it's even being done now. Can we get through one pay-per-view first without hyping the other one up? Like, it's okay to air commercials, but announcing 2 matches? Or am I the only one complaining about that?
Wait, breaking news from WWE.com.
Go ahead.
Announcing the opening match for WrestleMania 32.
Oh my god. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
It's one of those time will tell type situations, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they did the same thing. I don't know what match they announced first, but they did the same thing with Elimination Chamber after Payback, and look what they did. They did a great job building it up. The go-home show was for Raw, but I'm surely they're going to do it again, especially with Money in the Bank, especially with the John Cena and Kevin Owens rematch, because their promos have been great.
Yeah, totally.
Better than Lesnar and Cena. Because Lesnar wasn't there all the time because of contractual negotiations. So this is like Lesnar versus Cena 2.0.
And I said that last week, too, and people what? What are you talking about, Owen?
Once in a lifetime.
My goodness, isn't it common sense, people? This is Cena versus Lesnar. Y'all didn't like Cena versus Lesnar. You get Cena versus Owens. You still don't like it because you all think Owens is a fat piece of shit.
Watch Owens win again at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, then you won't say he's a fat piece of shit.
Until I get Cena versus Katie Vick.
God. All right, let's talk main event, shall we?
Do we have to? Just kidding.
Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, WWE Championship on the line. Yeah. Let's talk about this match, shall we?
I just want to say one quick thing. If this match was given a gimmick or a stipulation, the crowd still would not have cared.
No.
Not a single F was given.
I was waiting to see what you would say out of that situation.
Well, on Twitter, I said not a single damn was given.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to Ashley when we were talking on Skype.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, so let's talk about this match, shall we? Ambrose is tied up in the ropes, Trio of Woe style. He eats the Warrior's Way from Seth Rollins. He gets a near fall off that. Flatliner into the buckle for a 2, and later on in the match hits a sling blade, gets a 2 off that. So they do the double collision with a crossbody, and both men are down. Sunset flip for 2, into a stack pin for 2. They pull the Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn trading pinfall spot. ducks the round kick and a nice wheelbarrow facebuster, Adam Flash style by Dean Ambrose. CZW alum has to stick together there. Ashley knows what I'm talking about there. Charging forearm and J&J pull Rollins to the floor. The tope sends Rollins and Ambrose both over the announce table. Tosses him in, a right hand, the jawbreaker lariat countered into the backslide. Feet on the ropes, referee stops the count. So Dean goes for an O'Connor roll, which knocks J&J off the ring apron, gets a 2 off of that. Roll up into the Avada Kedavra from the WWE Champion, gets a near fall off that. That sets up top, gets crotched. Ambrose up top goes for a superplex, gets knocked off. Ambrose used tenacity and gets back up on the top again. Superplex is blocked. Sunset Bomb is countered with a punch out from Ambrose. A sort of cactus clothesline. Both men are over the top to the floor. Tosses him in. Jawbreaker lariat is countered into a barricade bomb, which was done as safe as possible because it didn't land on the top of the barricade. It was like slid off the side. Tosses him in for a knee. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. And even though after those spots, and I'm not sure if you got to the spot where the commentator's table was, the crowd still didn't give a damn because all you heard was like, oh.
Did I hear a lot of New Day chants tonight, or is that just me and my weird network feed?
No, I'm sure it's not just you. Well, it probably is just you. I mean, because the network was giving me a lot of issues tonight. It definitely wasn't worth $9.99.
You said it would, so you telegraphed it yourself, so it's your fault.
I just really hope this is the last free month of the network because now it makes me feel like, oh, we're building up to another pay-per-view in 2 weeks. Free month, shall we?
I was fine. Mine came off really well. I had no issues tonight, thankfully.
Nope. Not here.
So, Ashley, go ahead.
You offer to launch WWE Network free for the entirety of June.
I guarantee you, we should not be surprised if they say, even though today's June 1st and, we all have to, the new subscribers have to pay, do what I need to do every month, and you guys get it for free, bastards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my money just got taken out of my bank account, to be honest.
Mine did 3 days ago, or 4 days ago. Something tells me because Money in the Bank's in 2 weeks, they're going to do it again. I mean, if the numbers were good for Money in the Bank, how long they come back. I mean, Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber. I guarantee you it's going to be free again next month.
It's not out of my bank account yet, but it will be before the day is through. Now,
WWE's going to take their money.
Go ahead, Ashley.
The only reason they want to give it away free on the network is because that's the only way about 70% of people are actually going to give it its work.
Yeah, but, it's all about, are they going to keep the network after that, or are they just going to, stop because it was free for a month and okay, I'm just going to wait till it goes free again? And, what are the numbers after they have 3 months?
Well, keep in mind, Hulu has an ongoing 2-week free trial offer to members. That it has the equivalent of.
It's just getting ridiculous, though, honestly.
Well, yeah, because it's happened so much this year alone. It happened a couple of times last year before 2014 wrapped up, but in 2015 alone, it's happened way too much than it should have.
There certainly needs to be some sort of way in getting more it out, really.
If somewhere I see a report that it's actually working and they're getting a substantial amount of viewers every single time, new ones coming on because those new subscribers would obviously stay. But if not, and they're not getting any numbers, then I'm going to be pissed. I mean, I may be the only one bashing WWE Network all the time about it. I literally call them. I used to call them once a week and bitch and moan about it.
It's all down to 2 syllables, Aaron.
Even though it was a person in India I was talking to. And they were just like, oh, I'm sorry.
It's all about the haggle.
Yeah.
Meghan Trainor was wrong. It's all about the mag.
Oh my god. All about that bass, no maggle. Oh my god. Alright, let's finish this match, shall we?
Yeah, super dick.
Rollins heads up top, hits the knee strike for a near fall. Falling inverted DDT gets a near fall. The charging forearm, he hits it again, and Ambrose rebounds out with a forearm of his own. Rollins goes for a splash in the corner, misses. Ambrose with the tornado DDT gets the 2 count. He ties him up in the ropes, he hits the front drop kick, and he does this earlier on in the match, and he, of course, is successful. This time he's not, because the Sabu leg drop does miss. Rollins goes for the springboard knee strike. It misses. The ghetto blaster into the jawbreaker lariat. The Nigel, as Ashley calls it. Gets a 2 fall.
McGuinness did it best in Ring of Honor.
Yes, exactly.
What the hell? Okay.
What's going on?
Well, this is like nothing to do with wrestling, but this is the stuff you see on Twitter at 1:12 a.m. in the morning. 62-year-old woman marries 9-year-old boy for a second time.
For a second time? Wow.
Well, they did it first when the kid was 8, but they weren't sure.
I believe we use the hashtag social services.
Yeah, really. Wow.
That's the sound of the police.
God. Okay, let's finish this match, shall we? Before it's 2 a.m.
You gotta get to the most important bit, the super dick.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say before it's. Let's finish the match before it's too late.
So he misses the spring. Okay. Ambrose heads up top for the standing elbow. He gets the 2 off that. Goes for Dirty Deeds version 2. It gets stopped. And Ashley, what does he hit?
Super dick.
Yes. Because he side kicked him right in the groin. Front kick, drop kick. Rollins clotheslines Ambrose over the top to the floor. Rollins with a tope tosses him in, goes for the turnbuckle powerbomb. Countered into the jawbreaker, which punches J&J off the ring apron. Punches Kane off the ring apron. Ambrose with the standing elbow changes momentum and hits the J&J and Kane on the floor. Tossed in. It's a drinking game, folks. Hits the Nigel on the floor, tosses him in. Ambrose heads up top, standing elbow, and he killed the referee. Did you see his feet hit the head of the referee? Aaron, that was vicious.
I'm not sure if I saw that. I was confused, even though we're not there yet by the ending. So I was confused.
Ashley,
that's all you need.
Chime in. Big time botch, yeah.
Referee, bloody botched, you know.
Referee almost got killed.
You see, if it was Drake wouldn't have made that mistake.
No.
Considering how many death matches he's been in, he knows how to take bumps.
Yeah. Okay, so we progress. Rollins with a boot in, goes for a pedigree. Ambrose double leg, goes for the catapult. He lands on the middle rope. Back kick kind of staggers Ambrose. Drops him when he falls back. Rollins goes for the Phoenix Splash off the middle rope. But of course he misses. Dirty Deeds version 2 connects, and there's no referee. A new referee trots down to the ring, counts the 3, and the place kind of erupts as Dean Ambrose is announced the new WWE champion.
That's the only time when the crowd really came alive.
Now, I know this name is persona non grata to mention, but this reminds me of the time when they teased Chris Benoit winning the WWF Championship from The Rock.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you that are unaware of what this is a little occurrence called a dusty finish.
Goodness.
Continue. What'd you say, Ashley?
my goodness. He must have done something.
I can't understand a damn thing you're saying.
The American dream.
American Dream. It's American Dream time.
In the, Stardust and the Green Arrow.
Oh my god, folks, this is what happens when it's almost 6 o'clock in the morning where Ashley is.
Don't worry, you can go, Dad. You could have made an even more inappropriate joke.
So, so the referee, the original referee, while Ambrose is celebrating with the championship, says, that's not happening. Ambrose wins, but it's by disqualification.
Mighty swerve.
It does.
Swerve. You fans thought you had it. And then... whoop.
I actually like this finish being used because it's not used very often, so it feels like an occurrence when it actually does happen.
I like the finish because I don't really want to see the match again, even though I do. But the actual finish, brought to you by dishwasher tablet. Ridiculously awesome.
So the Authority jump Ambrose. Here comes Roman Reigns. Superman to Rollins, Spear to Kane, Superman to J&J together. Roman and Dean stand tall. Dean gets on the mic and says, I won, so I'm taking the title. Because apparently he's a kleptomaniac now. Because he likes to steal championships. See, the vacuum cleaner agrees with me. And... I thought it was funny.
You know.
Ambrose steals the championship, and he channels Phil Brooks because he blows a kiss before he goes over the barricade.
He's has the belt, blows a kiss over it, and then just hops, goes up up in the crowd.
Because possession is 9/10 of the law. Because Dean Ambrose is the law, as we saw last week on Raw. I did not mean to make that rhyme.
We need to now.
God. All the fun and games aside, I'm not exactly sure I like this. The match was good, but it felt like it's been done before.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. The match was all right. I mean, that's what it was. I mean, we can't just say it was a match.
I'm really tired of the authority. I'm sorry. I'm done with this. I'm done with the authorities completely. I really wish they would get rid of this storyline completely. I know they're not going to. I understand why, but I'm totally done with the authority now.
Oh, you mean the storyline that's been going on for 2 years?
Yes, exactly.
Notice.
What is that?
It's supposed to be like Hallelujah, but it's 2 week. Yeah.
Cold-blooded. So Ambrose stole the title, and now he's holding hostage for another match at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, Ashley. That's who's going to face Money in the Bank. It is going to be Dean Ambrose.
2 weeks notice. Yeah. Literally.
2 weeks. Oh boy.
God.
We're gonna. I mean, not like we enjoy talking about it, but 2
Yeah, of
weeks.
course. And it's nice because the fact that there's only a wrestling event in the middle of June, I can actually talk to my Disney friends at their podcast at the end of the month.
We're going on the Rule of Kane. That's 15 years.
Yeah, the referee died. Like, he died for everyone's sins. And
He died for his own sin.
yeah. Right now, the match is fine. It's just, I don't like Ambrose stealing the title. I understand why it was done. I mean, basically, they're going to get Rollins to have to do another match because he has what he wants because it's his. So that's what we're building towards. So you can add that to Money in the Bank, but you have to put a stipulation on this match now because if they go another singles match between these two, it's going to be the same.
Yeah. No. If now if they go between Rollins and Ambrose again, then they've lost it.
By the way, where's the Twitter picture of Triple H hugging Kevin Owens?
I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter in a bit.
Oh my God! Have you guys seen Seth Rollins? Yeah, we're talking like we're off air. Have you guys seen Seth Rollins? His face after he learned he was still the WWE champion.
Yeah, actually, if you want to see it, Adam posted it on the group page on Facebook.
No.
Rollins' face is priceless.
Yeah, no, well, him and Ambrose's eyes looked like they were going to pop out of their sockets. I mean, it was great.
Even though I got no clue that it won, it literally went. I need to check this out. Good care, a good draft. If that's the case, that's all.
They got to do something with this match. I don't mind any time I see Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose against one another, but when it comes down to it, they have to do something fresh to freshen it up.
Yeah, well, because like when they first did the feud, they did freshen it up every time, but there was a lot of people that weren't into the feud. I'm like, how are you not into this feud?
I'm into the feud. We've seen almost everything we can see from this right now.
Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, because first it started off as a singles match, and then there was a stipulation, then there was stipulation, then there was stipulation. We reignite the fire. It starts off as a singles match. If you're going to do it again, people are going to be like, okay, you're losing your minds, but can you freshen it up just a little bit?
I think Money in the Bank will be the blow-off. This will be Rollins' last match with Ambrose indefinitely, if I had to guess.
That's going to be, even though that's what may happen, it's going to be a shocker to a lot of fans because they're going to be like, okay, no reason to watch Money in the Bank unless you make it a really good match or, give it a stipulation. You can't give it a ladder match because you're getting 2 ladder matches that night.
Owens and Cena. Owens and Cena is a reason to watch Money in the Bank.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a match that's not even for a freaking title.
Yes.
Is Seth Rollins supposed to look like a Fozzie Bear?
Waka waka.
His face is hilarious.
The best bit, though...
I like Mercury in the background with his fist up like, yes!
The thing you can't see, look at the bloke on the back next to Carlos Cabrera on the Spanish announce table. He's laughing his ass off.
Yeah.
His ass off. And to be honest, looking where Jamie Noble's head position is, it might explain why Seth's gone cross-eyed. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh yeah, the picture of Triple H and Kevin Owens. It's on the. It's also on that exact forum as well.
That picture of Owens and Triple H, that got retweeted and favorited a lot of times. That like over 3,000, 4,000 times. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, Triple H, he tweeted out, the champ is here, and he's right.
The great thing is, Owens does a 25, 30-minute match.
Yeah.
That's a promo immediately after. No rest.
I'm really curious to see where we go from here. Honestly, I think it's gonna be fun. Raw tonight. This is now official. It's even though you're probably on archive right now. We thank all the live viewers, but if you're on archive, thank you for watching as well. I will say that the Raw tonight should be very interesting. And Elimination Chamber was good for what it was. I would say check out Cena and Owens as soon as possible, and I really think that if you missed anything else, you probably wouldn't have really missed very much. Is that bad to say?
No, I mean, if I were to give, like, if you were to ask me, like, how many stars to give this out of 5, because it only goes up to 5 with WWE pay-per-views, I would say 2.5 out of 5, and I think that'd be very fair, considering Cena versus Owens was truly the only good match that lived up the hype. I just can't see giving it a 3 even, just because the only good match was Cena versus Owens.
Weirdly enough, I liked Zack Ryder and Stardust a lot more than some of the matches on the show.
Yeah, but that was on the kickoff, though.
Yeah.
We're talking about the main show.
I mean, the chamber matches were fine for what they were. I mean, there was some good stuff. There was some bad stuff. It was just a kind of a mix of both.
Yeah. Well, because every chamber match, you kind of have to have someone going through the plexiglass. I mean, going through the pod. Someone slammed onto the steel. Slammed against the chain. Obviously, what we saw from Lucha Dragons was very unique. Never seen before in the chamber, so.
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest, after that, I really don't think they're going to do that tag team in the chamber thing again.
Maybe not with the Lucha Dragons, but it could be, like,
I think that was a total failure.
Yeah, it was.
You changed your tune rather quickly. I don't know. Yeah, that's right. It was.
I don't know.
I don't know what this is going to happen. So, of course, we have Raw tomorrow, or Raw tonight. We are going to be going live after the Paul Heyman podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin is over.
Woo.
Don't know exactly when that's going to be, but I know when it's over, we'll talk about it. Aaron, I'm going to give you a little chore for a little homework assignment for tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
You get to cover the podcast in its entirety. Because I don't have that much notebook paper, sir.
Ooh.
So write down all the important stuff that is said during that podcast. I want to enjoy myself tomorrow night.
Oh.
Just turn the sound box.
Nice.
So wait a minute, and I'm going to be by myself?
No. You just I would like you to take notes for the actual kind of like I do, kind of like I'm sure Ashley does too.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you're going to carry this podcast by yourself tomorrow. I'm like,
nah.
Whoa.
I wouldn't
All I want
have
you is find a baby lamb, sacrifice.
As much as I tweet during Raw, that should not be hard to do, though.
Cool.
Awesome. Go to JC Penney and say, have you got any chlamydia testing kits? And that is your way for it.
With the way you keep cutting in and out with what you're saying, I just basically heard JC Penney and testing kits out of that bit of conversation. What was that about? What was that?
I don't know. It's 6:30 in the morning. Wow. A battery.
It's 6:30.
All
okay.
I know is battery. This had better run quick.
Okay, don't worry. I think we're finishing up here. Real quick, Ashley, what do you have bold predictions for Raw tonight?
Scott Stamford not doing a bold prediction.
Nice.
Showing up, and the big twist is he doesn't show up. Actually, Hornswoggle as Brock Lesnar.
God. Okay, Aaron, what's your bold prediction for tomorrow night?
Oh my God, this is actually like I feel like the WWE Network Raw pre-show. What is your bold prediction, David Otunga? What is your bold prediction? My bold prediction is, my bold prediction for Raw is, That was funny. That from the start to the finish, we're going to see Dean Ambrose just basically, on a more fun hostage with the WWE Championship like CM Punk did several years back, or a few years ago now.
Yep.
And Seth Rollins is going to try to get it back all night. And the Authority is obviously going to address it, so I feel like Seth Rollins or Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, either of those people will be starting off Raw, or one of them will be joined by the other. Hopefully a new NXT person debuts, that's all gonna. That's pretty much my bold predictions.
Do you see the WWE Championship being in a beer cooler with ice on Twitter?
I didn't see that, but you gotta keep it PG. Can't have too much beer. Well, I mean, now it could be the Stone Cold. Okay, see, after tonight, if you don't think Dean Ambrose is like the Stone Cold of our time, you're losing it. You're delusional. I mean, that's how WWE's booking him. That's how WWE wants him to be portrayed as. So people can say he's not the next Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's fine. But, he is the Stone Cold of this PG era, just not throwing up the bird.
The Shield are, in all essence, The Rock, Triple H, and Steve Austin of this era.
Those are the pictures that, I saw, and they were compared to those three. I don't think Roman Reigns is The Rock, obviously, because of his mic skills. Seth Rollins and Triple H, I don't think that. I think the true and honest, good comparison that is fair is Dean Ambrose and Stone Cold out of the three.
I agree with all of them in essence, but I think it's going to take a while to get them to the points they need to be to.
Oh, obviously.
And Kevin Owens is going to end up being the new age Brock Lesnar when it's all said and done.
Oh yeah, that's like clearly.
But honestly, he's not necessarily the new age Brock Lesnar. He's the first Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what we've got. My bold prediction for Raw, I think we have a title change of some sort.
Divas, please.
I actually think they could end up taking the tag titles off of New Day before Money in the Bank. Either Cesaro and Kid are the primetime players, and I think after their reaction, I think they should run with the primetime players because they never won the tag titles, and they should have. Same with Harper and Rowan when they get built up enough to go after them. I think that they start on a tear, and then they eventually end up with the titles as well.
Yeah, since Harper and Rowan weren't blatantly part of tonight's Elimination Chamber tag team match.
There's a reason for that, though. You have to build that team up again. Because it was damaged heavily when they got rid of it. So, like with the prime
really
time
damaged. Yeah, very damaged. Yeah.
And now you have a decent tag team division. So now you basically can roll with that going into SummerSlam and
finally have a decent tag team division.
Yeah.
It took them, I don't know how long, almost 10 years.
If you keep the heat on the Ascension and you don't make them out to be jokes anymore, I think that they could be a viable force in the tag division too.
Just like they were in NXT.
Yep.
But fans that watch Raw and SmackDown don't know that because they may not follow NXT like we do. They have the network.
It's true.
Something's happened.
What's going on, Ashley?
Stardust has tweeted.
Stardust has tweeted. Okay, go ahead.
That move that he did to win the match tonight is a new move.
Oh God, what's he calling it?
The Queen's Crossbow.
Oh, that's awesome. You get the reference, right?
I don't.
It's Oliver Queen. That's Arrow's real identity.
Oh.
That's brilliant.
SummerSlam is happening, ladies and gentlemen.
That sounds like something I would come up with if I knew anything about the Green Arrow.
Well, whoever that guy is, Steven
Amell.
I'm never going to remember his last name, so don't even tell me. But Steven said the rumors are not true. So
Yeah, they are.
May or may not be happening.
He's not facing Cody Rhodes, he's facing Stardust. And Stardust is not facing Steven Amell, he's facing Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way around it. And I think...
Oh, so this celebrity is going to be dressed in his character?
That's what it sounds like.
Oh.
That's my
Miz,
guess.
like me, earned my accomplishments. What Ambrose did was poor form. Yeah, Miz, be proud of the number 74 placing that you have on Amazon for Marine 4. $24. Yeah, really good quality if it's that price.
$4.
Proper porn is worth $10. That's worth more than your thing. Rah, there you go.
Well, there's that.
Kate and Paige, just to let you know, has tweeted out.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that. She probably watching the replay on the network. She said, "Ow."
If she's listening right now, then she understands how we feel about her owl.
She understands how I feel about her attire too.
It's basically the dedication to your craft to basically overexert yourself just so you can make the other person not look like they really, really screwed up. Even though she did, but she didn't at the same time.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really. I'm just surprised we're not seeing like instant reports that she was hurt. I mean, that was.
She's lucky. Wow. She's super lucky. Even Anne Frank can see that move was botched.
Wow.
And I throw your Kevin Smith reference for the night, so that's what we're gonna go home on. So Raw long day. Raw Popcast will start immediately following the Stone Cold podcast, and so that's the reason why I keep looking for it. If it's not there at midnight, then we're probably gonna have an issue. Unless it's still on, then if it is, then we're gonna keep going. But we will come to you guys live. We're not going to tape or anything like that. We'll be live afterwards.
Yeah, so, we're not TNA. Just kidding.
We'll give our thoughts on Raw. I was going to say if Ashley didn't wake up, we were going to have Ashley give his thoughts on the rest of the show, but he woke up and he rejuvenated himself, so we're good to go now.
It had to happen eventually.
Ashley, I honestly, not trying to throw you under the bus, but I have to say one of the greatest things in the world was when I asked you if I had any parting words and you snored at me.
Channeling Ultimate Warrior. You never know.
That's true. He's gone from being accosted by Hoodie Man to channeling the Ultimate Warrior. Okay, fair enough.
That's too funny. Like, Ashley?
You're the one that listened to the podcast or on the back. It was kind of like I was trying. It's funny because I told Aaron I was trying to carry a Ring of Honor talk when I haven't watched the products in like a year, and I did the outro and I asked if there's any parting words and you snored at me. I was like, well, this is over. Ashley will join us again at Elimination Chamber on Sunday.
Whoa,
yes.
whoa.
What's the problem?
I have to let you know, I have not seen the word live during this call at all. Like, on my phone. Because on iPhone, it says live in the top right corner of the screen. Unless that's part of an update where you don't see the word live anymore.
We're live because I'm watching it right now.
Okay, good. Me too. I'm just making sure. I mean, I just find it really odd that I don't see the word live on my screen.
And for the viewers that had continuously watched us throughout this entire podcast, we want to thank all of you.
I want to thank you idiots for staying around.
Don't tick off the fan base, Ashley. It is almost 2 o'clock in the morning, which means it's almost 7 a.m. for you now. So, on that note, real quick, I do want to tell you guys, quick programming note. We will be talking, if you want to cut out the archives of this podcast, which will be up tomorrow or today, we have the Raw Popcast as soon as the Stone Cold podcast with Paul Heyman is over. We'll go live for that.
Yeah, podcast.
The archive will be up on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm going to talk NXT and Impact. And also Wednesday night, if you are a Halloween Horror Nights fan, I know a lot of you out there are, you can check out, I will be joining my friends James, Tristan, and Alex. Yes, the same group from the Halloween Horror Nights podcast that we did a while back, which a lot of you out there watched, and we totally appreciate that. We're going to be talking Horror Nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, and that, of course, is also 4 p.m. Pacific time. So check that out. We're going to be talking Horror Nights, and I'm pretty sure we got some information coming in the next week of the first house, but that's a guess. And once that information drops, Aaron will be joining Tristan, James, and Alex for a Halloween Horror Nights podcast, so we're going to talk about that soon. We got a brand new 7 snack coming. We're going to focus on pretty colors. Yes, that's the best way to put it. Colored beverages, colored foods, just like brightly colored things. So that's going to be your sip and snack. We have a brand new edition of AJ's movie reviews coming up on Friday. We have Entourage, as well as Insidious Chapter 3, and yeah, there's also Spy as well, whatever. Saturday, Ashley...
Hey, I saw Spy. It was good.
I'm sure it wasn't. Ashley returns with a... I hate Melissa McCarthy. Ashley returns with a vengeance with Gaming with Ash on Saturday. Ashley did not get to talk anything this week. So hopefully he will be bringing us some great content on Saturday. Ashley, what did you think of the news? What do we got to look forward to on Saturday?
We're talking about FIFA.
Okay, right on.
Sport and the video games. Plus, I guess we've also got a retraction from Konami. And, what was the other thing? There was a big, huge buffalo. I don't know. I might just stick with the FIFA stuff because it's better because it makes people look like idiots. Oh no, I guess no. The whole Twitch hatred. Which, bringing the system to ban certain games is because you're scared of one, which in essence, trust me, if I could, I would stream the Punisher game on PS2 because it's more than hatred.
So that's what we've got to look forward to on Gaming with Ash on Saturday. Hopefully we'll get that out to you guys early if we possibly can. I'll tell you the movie reviews are going to be out super early because everything's getting watched basically on Thursday. So on Sunday will be a brand new edition of Versus. We will be using the cryptic comment of Cameron. So yeah, you put those 2 and 2 together and you realize the first Versus for June. And then we kick back into the Raw Popcast the day after. So great content remaining on Pop. And a Universal Orlando podcast coming up very soon when some new information breaks. We got some new information, obviously, about Volcano Bay, and it'll officially be announced later today. NBC Sports Grill and Brew will be coming to the old NASCAR location at City Walk. So we'll talk about that later.
Ooh, the camera thing. Does it involve the bribing of police officers?
Not that I'm aware of.
Just to clarify.
Okay.
And just to remind everyone, she bribed police officers.
As long as it's Dean Ambrose, you'll be fine. He's not a real cop, though. But he kept the uniform. Now, so real quick before we go, Ashley, real quick, you have a new edition of the Whole Indie Show coming up later this week. What are you talking about?
Episode 150 means we're talking PWJ.
Okay. And that would be... Go ahead.
That's all you need to know. Episode 150 PWJ. That should be an watch. Or listen. Or both. Or neither. Or it takes fun.
I can see you going crazy in your chair right now, even though I know you're not, but that'd be funny. It's a funny image in my head. Ashley will join Sandro talking about the Whole Indie Show, and that will be on the SNS Radio Network. So it's snsradionetwork.com, and you can check that out on what day, Ashley?
Fridays is the aim, but catch it over the weekend.
Sounds good. And you can be reached via social media at AshIsMyNameUK.
Yeah, I'm on the Twitters. You can
on the Twitters.
Nobody bothering me on Facebook.
No one bother you on Facebook?
With Seth Rollins going cross-eyed.
Aaron, you are all over social media in every single way possible. Let all the fans out there know where to find you.
Yes, of course. Mr. Entertainment on Vine, live stream, and Mr. Entertainment 92 on Facebook, Instagram, and Mr. ENT92 on Twitter. I got social media coverage that you can look back from over the weekend that was basically uploaded on Friday from when I went to the Today Show taping at Universal City Walk of the Pitbull performance. Very fun. And I promised I would have the San Andreas and Spy movie reviews from advanced screens I saw last week up this weekend. That didn't happen, so apologies in advance, including no Elimination Chamber results coverage because I got home late. But it clearly, made sense that I skipped doing Elimination Chamber results coverage because there wasn't a lot to give coverage to. But I will have the movie reviews this week, and there'll be a lot of live tweeting on during TV shows on TV this week on Twitter, especially choosing which wrestling show I'm going to watch from 8 to 9 on Wednesday with the Wednesday Night Wars apparently.
So tough.
Very tough. It's probably going to be ROH. I want to change it up.
It helps when you have Sinclair Broadcasting and you can watch it without having to watch Destination America.
Yes, but I was not doing that, so I'm very happy, and I was shocked by the Destination America acquisition of ROH.
Mhm.
And I'm most likely going to watch ROH over Lucha Underground and NXT, to again change it up. And so yeah, that's what I got going on this week. And thanks for everyone who followed me.
Aaron didn't support that news, unlike me.
So as I listen to the dulcet tones of not Ole Anderson, you can also find me on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. You can message me on Facebook at Owen Disney, and while you're there, like our Facebook fan page, Sir Owen Disney Pop, or Sir Owen Disney and Pop if you want to search for it by itself. And if you'd like to email me, if you are a podcast, a theme park or wrestling podcast, and would like Sir Owen Disney to be a part of your show, one time or on the regular, you're more than welcome to email me. Want to talk wrestling with me, Disney, Universal, Halloween Horror Nights, ask me trivia questions, ask me questions about myself I can't answer on here for good reason. And if you'd like to become a Popcaster yourself and join this brand new Popcaster revolution that has a brand new rebirth, you're more than welcome to email me, sirowendisney@gmail.com. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Ashley and Aaron, thank you again for joining us. Ashley being literally the break of dawn, and Aaron being almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank you very much for joining me.
No problem.
I'd say don't threaten the voice of Ole Anderson, because, he may be the power behind Hoodie.
Oh, God, that's a possibility. I never thought about Ole Anderson being behind Hoodie, man.
Also, R.I.P. Betsy Palmer.
Exactly.
R.I.P.
That's no joke. Yeah, I honestly would. Yeah, we had to mention that for sure. So yeah, thank you, Ashley.
That you should stay in your home today, kids.
You never know. So that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Join us tomorrow night for the WWE Raw Popcast, where we're going to be talking the second that, well, maybe not the second. Ashley has to make sure his situation works out so we can have him join us. But
a millisecond.
Yeah, exactly. Like about maybe a minute or two after we go, they go dark for the show, we will go live for our podcast. So that being said, once again, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching us. The viewers that have stuck through us through this entire duration, thank you once again. And if you like what you're hearing, spread the word. We're very small, but we are trying to get the word out there slowly but surely to become a destination for not just another wrestling podcast, but something a little bit different than what anybody else is giving you online. So watch all the other wrestling podcasts, but check us out because we got a little bit of a different view than some people do.
Yeah.
So, nice.
Oh, it's going to be asleep sometimes.
And sometimes Ashley falls asleep.
You can't argue with that. It's a great podcast.
So thank you guys and girls out there for watching once again. Spread the word about Pop and about these podcasts. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.